Here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Yes, sir.
Other thing that we forgot to do last week, let's do me the favor and just right now.
Clap in.
Yeah.
We were in a rush last week, I swear.
Nah,
something was
Just
different.
off our pace, man. It'd been 3 weeks.
That's fair.
Yeah, it would have been a minute. All right. 3, 2, 1. Cool.
Oh, we already got a comment.
Do we? Nice.
Just Bebo was good, boys.
Was
What's
good.
up, bro? Shit ain't even counting the view.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. He jumped off and jumped right off.
On so quick.
Yeah. He jumped on and jumped off. Just like, all right, that's enough of my my support.
It might. Sometimes that Twitch takes a while to.
No, I know. I'm
up.
just fucking around. Just fucking around.
I'm still here. Good looks, dog. Good looks. That was this motherfucker over here, son. You tripping.
Oh shit. Hey, we got the one now.
Hey. All good.
Feel like Eminem in 8 Mile.
Right.
Ooh.
Name's gangster. His name is Clarence. He goes to Cranville.
Oh, that camera's so creepy.
Yeah, it looks good. This I don't even have it on 4K. This is just a 1080p. Can y'all see a difference? This is 4K.
It got darker in the
darker.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I told him.
It gets
It's like it gets the background gets a little darker, a little more contrastier.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
It was like I see it.
I don't understand what the fuck this has to do with anything.
Oh man.
So I would not expect us to talk about this at all. So we could talk about this in pre-show. Y'all know about the back and forth. Have y'all any aware about the back and forth between Blake Lively and what's his name, Justin Baldoni?
Yeah.
Around the what's
Yeah,
that movie?
It Ends With Us.
Ends With Us, yeah.
Mhm.
And all the shit that they got going on back and forth in the Sue and all that shit. Well,
Yeah.
I just read this Variety headline that he is demanding Disney and Marvel preserve all documents relating to Ryan Reynolds'
Yeah.
Nice Pool,
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine. Like,
claiming-
what the fuck does that have to do with?
He's claiming that Nice Pool is based on him.
Oh,
You didn't see the oh, you must not. You don't be on social like that.
No.
I made a stupid ass little video on that.
you did?
That was with the Deadpool hand puppet. Yeah. I did see it. You sent it to me. I'm pretty sure I saw it on IG.
No. When did you do that one?
A couple of days ago.
That's probably why.
Bebo said we should talk about the TikTok ban. You got that in your?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Some clarification from last week.
Yeah.
Clarification? Why?
We were
Did I
just
say
talking about
something
like
fucked up?
what happens with the app. Like it's still usable.
Oh yeah.
Here, all
Forgot,
that shit.
Yeah. I got that plus some updates and stuff
Word.
of the Oh, I need the name of that other one that people have been.
The
I got one
flocking
of them,
to
but
the Chinese IG.
the
or
red
was
one.
there
Yeah,
another-
I forgot the
yeah.
name of it. Red room.
Red,
Note.
something
I
like-
think it was
Ooh, Red Room sounds
I
crazy.
think it was Red Note.
Red Note. Yeah, that's what it is.
Note.
Red Note.
like
Note.
red, like kami.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's literally a Chinese app. I don't
Yeah,
even
for
understand how
sure.
that shit is available in the iOS apps in the American App Store.
Yeah, that
They
is
only
weird.
give a shit about fucking.
Red Note.
Yep.
The other one is is a better app. It makes more sense. It's still gonna get blocked, like regardless, it's not gonna make it. But the Red Note one, like I don't know why anybody's jumping on that one. Like that shit is. Again, we can
Straight,
talk
like-
more about it then, but it's
Yeah.
literally just a straight
we'll
up
talk
fucking
about
Chinese app.
What's
Like you
that
can't
one
even
thing?
understand what the fuck it says.
By the same company. That's why a lot of people are doing the lemonade
That's
too.
what that's the other one, and that one makes more sense because it's like it's
American.
it's translated, it's localized, and widget it runs fine. Like I looked at it, I downloaded it. I think I downloaded it.
I downloaded it. I added us on there, but it's mainly
right.
for it's like supposed to be what Instagram.
Yeah, it's like a fake Instagram.
Yeah.
But regardless, it's owned by ByteDance. It's also going to get blocked. So I don't understand why anyone would jump to that platform either.
I don't know.
That sounds really stupid. But anyways, we can talk about that shit at the time.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
that Squid Game cliffhanger was crazy, but I don't think Johnny, I don't even think he's planning on watching this.
No, y'all made me promise that I would, and I have it on my list.
Nice.
I have pretty much at this point relinquished myself to not canceling Netflix anymore.
Gotcha.
They have actually been coming through and delivering content that I'm watching. And it's like so that I have no reason to cancel anymore.
Yeah. I heard you.
Other than
your
the
cries.
ridiculous price that I don't want to pay. I mean, I guess I could like probably get access to that content on like some other like a Plex or something like that. But
sure. It's all out
probably
there.
be delayed and more than likely someone would have it like at 720 or 1080p or some bullshit like that.
That's
I don't fuck with that.
Nah, that's
need
not
that 4K.
Need that 4K.
I feel that.
But Netflix, and the one thing that really just today took it over the edge is nothing to do with me. Is apparently Miss Rachel signed a deal with Netflix. And
oh shit!
Now I'm stuck.
Yeah,
can't cancel Netflix,
bro. Two things: if you could invent something that catches on, is the fucking porn industry and kids.
Porn industry and the kids industry.
Yeah,
they're both crack.
Something where
what if we mix them?
That's illegal.
$1 million idea right there, fellas.
That's illegal. No, but kids for sure. Like if you have something that kids could watch and kids like latch onto it, they would be that shit would make you rich as fuck.
What if we make some?
The
powers combined.
They have, and while it possibly made them rich, it also made them felons. Yep.
Very much so.
How the fuck did you think Rush Hour was a Men in Black ripoff?
That's awesome.
It's a buddy comedy, I guess.
They will be reminding me way too often that I'm old as fuck.
That's the problem.
See, look, the first Rush Hour, you weren't actually the first couple Rush Hours, you weren't even born yet, bro.
That's fair.
So you get a pass. Think about the correlation, though. Oh man. Illegal aliens. Yep, I see that.
A black guy. Check.
Yeah, a black guy and some illegals. I get that. A lot of correlation there. They tried that.
Yeah, bro. It's got fucking
It got rebooted.
Yeah, go watch that and then come back, dog, and tell us that again.
And it got a reboot.
It needs a reboot. It needs a reboot. What's that Chris Hemsworth bullshit out of my face with that shit? Trash.
Oh, that's right. There was a reboot.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one.
Everybody did, dog.
Yeah, nobody. I never even saw it.
No, absolutely
You
not.
didn't see it?
No.
Why?
I saw it.
What?
Did you really?
Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure I saw it on Plex. It was, before kids, so
Oh yeah.
I had
Leisurely
to watch
Johnny
something.
life.
Yo, I didn't even know that it was directed by F. Gary Gray.
Yeah. Fuck him for
I don't
making
either.
that shit.
Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. If it's not a Thor movie, I'm good.
Yeah, if it's not Thor, I don't want Tessa Thompson.
Yeah,
Wait, was she in Westworld? Wasn't Tessa Thompson in
Yeah.
Westworld?
Yeah.
She was pretty dope in that.
Yeah.
She was getting smashed, I think.
Mm,
She was banging a robot. I don't know if there was titty or anything, but she was definitely getting clapped up.
was there?
Absolutely.
It's
That's
been so
crazy
long
because
since Good Westworld. That was part of Good Westworld.
That was.
F. Gary Gray makes some pretty decent movies. He's made some good ones, like Straight Outta Compton, Law Abiding Citizen, obviously Friday, the original Friday, Be Cool. I fucked with that.
Yeah, be cool. Be cool. I haven't seen that in
Yeah,
15, 20 years.
that one and the first one.
It's Shorty.
Yeah. A Man Apart, he did too. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Vin Diesel.
Yeah, that tracks. Well, then he got into Fast and the Furious. He did one of the Fast and the Furious movies.
Sounds like a mid director.
The Fate and
Yeah.
the Furious. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm outlining his actual good movies. The Negotiator was good. Set It Off.
Story. What the fuck was I thinking?
Set
The
it
First
off.
Friday.
Damn, I
Yeah,
don't
the
really
First
have
Friday.
any good stories. I guess that.
He's a music video dude turned director. That's what it is.
Spike Jones.
Cali. Yeah, Cali dude. Yeah, bro. Matt Reeves. That's why he got that's why he blew up off of them shits.
Caesar like Matt Reeves.
Word. All right, y'all ready to get this shit started?
Let's do it.
Let's go for it.
243. Episode 243.
Wait, I thought last week was 243. Or no, I said 143 and
You
it
said
was
143.
242, right?
It was 242. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Only ape. Okay, we can start. Ape strong.
Ape strong. Let's see. BBAs. All right.
Caesar like OnlyFans.
Yeah. Search BBAs. Big
It's
black.
funny how we're compelled to read it in his voice.
I know. Let's see.
Alrighty, guys.
All right, let's do it.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out.
Guys, welcome to episode 243 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
So what?
You know my guy on the other end.
And that fool Blazer, Ramon.
You know who's here? Wow. You know who we be, baby.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Voice. All three of us are back. It's
In the Bazildin.
it's crazy. 2 straight
Weeks
episodes.
in a row. I
all
know. That is
three.
wild.
Let's not jinx it. How y'all fellas doing? By the way, I was
By the way, well, I was gonna mention.
I gotta go in 20 minutes to the airport. I'm gonna be headed to Puerto Vallarta.
Actually, no, not this week. Next week, I will be on location with Dave Andrews.
Oh, okay.
Are
Days
you
of
really?
Ramon.
Are you really going to be out here?
Yeah, I will be. I just booked my ticket last night.
Nice.
I will be there Monday to Wednesday, so I will be there
You got
recording
to
on
bring
Tuesday.
all your
bring
board and shit.
everything,
I
bro.
sold my board. The shit's gone. I got a
I'm gonna have
mic.
to figure. We'll figure out how to make it work, but I'll be there.
Oh man, Jesus Christ. That's the conversation I literally hear every single time y'all about to get together in the same room.
You made it work last time.
Usually we think about it like at the moment, like when we get there. It was like, oh yeah, I'll just rely on shit when we get there. And then we're like, oh yeah. It's not working. We'll figure it out.
All right, yeah, whatever.
This time, I'll do better planning.
You'll come prepared.
I'll do better planning.
I have faith.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think
somehow
you do.
Maybe I'll just bring my roadcaster. I don't know.
Yeah, smart.
I think that's a good idea.
Ship it.
Yeah, I ain't doing all that.
Oh man. So how y'all doing, man? Y'all do anything crazy this past week? Nothing. Same old, same old.
Same old, yeah.
Yeah, same old shit for me, bro.
I just came back from a indoor water park.
Nice. Where at?
I went to Kalahari.
Okay.
In the Poconos.
Nice.
Poconos.
It was pretty dope. It was nice. I mean, I was there for like a fucking day and a half. And I got to do absolutely nothing but be in the kids section with my kids.
Make sure
unfortunately, because it looked like this. This one was like, I've done this one time before, and it was when my son was like really, really young.
Yeah.
And we just needed like an escape. Like we just needed to do something to get the fuck out of this house because we had been trapped in the house for a while. And we went to like another indoor water park, and it was a terrible experience because it was just me, my wife, and the two kids, and we couldn't really do much in order to like, in order for my daughter to be able to do shit, you need two people. She's too young, and somebody had to be with the baby, right? So this time I was like, yo, there's going to be a group, a bunch of people will be able to, somebody will be able to watch the kids, and then like, maybe we'll be able to cycle through so that like some adults will be able to do adult slides, right? And then there was also like older kids. There was a couple older kids. Nah. Older, but like 7 or 8 years old or something like that, right? So I was like, maybe we'll be able to do some of the bigger slides this time around. I don't even think my swim trunks got wet this whole fucking trip.
You're in shin deep water the whole time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Bro, me and my girl were talking about that shit, man. Every time we go to parties, whatever, it's always because we're on top of our kids. Like, me, bro. I'm militant when it comes to my kids. I don't want them acting a fool.
As you should be.
Correct them, like like whatever. I'm on top of them. Everyone else is generally just enjoying their time and not caring at all about what the fuck their kids are doing. So now it ends up being that now we end up having to. So now that the kids are a little older, nope. Unless it's my kid that's crying and shit, I'm not going over there.
Right.
And then on top of that, because they're like that, generally these kids be assholes, bro. Like they give you attitude and shit, like as if so you think that I'm gonna care more because you're not my kid,
right?
Nah, hell nah. You better check your attitude, bro, because I will punch you and your daddy.
Double assault.
Double assault.
2 elbows.
Yep.
Pop.
Maybe I'll give you a little backhanding, but your daddy,
you gotta trip them when they're running by.
Yep. Big facts.
Oh man. Yeah, man. That's how exactly how it would be. So I mean, I still got enough time. Like once kids went to sleep, that we got wasted. Plenty of time.
Well, this was done.
That was good. But there was like again, like I was looking. I had heard from a couple of people that had gone here before. I was kind of looking forward to that, like the adult activity not like adult activities, but the adult activities at this place, right? Because it was like it's really big. Like this indoor water park is one of the bigger ones. Mad slides, some really, like, I was looking at photos just a little while ago that other folks had taken of like the whole place. I was like, yo, I didn't even see those slides. Like some of those slides look like sick. And I was like, yo, that shit is crazy. And then fucking there was like my sister-in-law had told me they had went before, and they're apparently like in the evening they had like an adult session or whatever, like adult hours only, where like they closed the park down for like kids, and like only the adults can ride the rides.
Sure.
And then they have like a swim up bar, and like they have this giant hot tub, like a hot tub that's like a pool size, right? And the whole thing is a hot tub, and it's like, yo, that shit looks like fun as fuck, right? But yeah, you can't do that when the kids are small.
You ain't get to do
You
all
gotta
of
wait
that.
till they get older. You gotta wait till they get older. Don't worry, Bevel. Eventually,
Not trying to
as they say, as they tell me many times that I don't believe, it gets easier.
It only gets easier because you don't have to like watch them the entire fucking time.
Right.
Now, what doesn't get easier, and like having a kid is awesome. The thing that isn't awesome is the fact that like my kids are all 3 years apart from each other. So they're in completely different mindsets. And then, so they're always constantly fighting. And that's the thing, is just like, yo, you're the oldest. You're supposed to be helping me with this, and you're making the situation worse. And then the little one is the little one. So she's instigating fights. Like literally, I'll be like, like she's like, Daddy, can I use this? Yeah. She knows it's Xander's. I don't fucking know that. They have a million fucking toys.
Daddy said I could use this. Yeah.
I can. Dad
Flexing
said,
on him.
use this. And he's
Flexing.
like, what?
Dad!
Like, yo, you ain't say all that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like
They're
whatever.
playing you. They're fucking with
Yeah,
you.
they playing you. They basically
Exactly.
playing you.
I gotta yell at him and be like, bro, you're older. You weren't even playing with that. You know,
Right.
and then that's literally all day long. Sure, when they get older, of course, the arguments are gonna be different, and so like these arguments, I know I will look back and be like, man, that was actually
the easy shit.
Yeah.
Simpler times. Now it's more of a psychological thing. It's just like shit.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's always something, right? Like that's why I always laugh when people tell me like, oh, but it gets easier and I'm like, yeah, it does for the thing that I'm complaining about right now.
Sure.
But
there'll
there
be
will
some
be
other
new
bullshit
things that will happen that I'll have to deal with because humans suck. Like we're humans. We're just this far above apes, right? And and that's what makes us powerful. But we're only this far above apes, and we suck. And we fight, and we do stupid shit, and we get into dumb shit all the time. And if it's not for adults guiding us, hopefully in the right way, we would probably kill ourselves. And so or be killed by a lion or whatever. So
Bro, I have to share one quick little story that about Violet, because this is like where I know like she's gonna worry me when she's older. But she obviously, like, she uses the potty and she calls me. She's like, Dad, so I can help clean her up or whatever. And so I go to clean her up, and she starts shaking her butt, and I'm like, Violet, stop twerking. She was like, you still did it though. And Jillian just starts laughing in the other room. Yeah, she just starts bursting out laughing, like, oh my God, like,
dead.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, relax.
They can't get in trouble if you laugh. I feel like that would be my rule.
I think that's what they think in their head, but
that's exactly what they think.
It's pretty true.
And then you laugh, and then they think like, oh, that made them laugh. I'm gonna do that again, and it's like, nope, you got one, and now you got.
It ain't funny no more. Funny's gone.
Serious dad now. Now like, all right, you need to cut that shit out.
Right.
Anyway, let's get into some.
All right, guys, give me your never again, either brand, store, restaurant, company, someplace you had a bad experience with, or just don't fuck with. You don't even have to have a bad experience with them. You're just like, you know what? Fuck that company. I'm good. What you got?
Yeah, for me, the only one where I feel that strongly about it, like
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with it, is Planet Fitness.
Oh, that's
Planet
actually
Fitness.
Ash's gym. She just started going. to Planet Fitness.
Yeah, no, I know that's a lot of people's gyms when
Yeah.
you know what I mean. But they it's a genius business model, but it's not for your like an experienced gym goer. Like they pretty much tell you if you are like a gym head for like a gym rat for real,
Right.
we don't want you here. And the
Right.
business model is genius, right? Because they cater to people who don't want to work out, right? That who pay the membership is so cheap that literally countless people have told me the same story.
Let it ride.
It's just, they haven't gone, I haven't gone in the last year. I really need to cancel that. And they're never reminded about it until they look at their bank, statement and go, oh, that's right. Planet Fitness, man, I should really cancel that. And then if you do take the steps to cancel it, you have to go to the location where you signed up at and you have to meet with the manager in order to cancel it. Can't be over the phone. It all has to be in person. So like they just make it extremely hard for you to cancel it.
Like,
and then and their equipment sucks. It's all fucking flimsy.
I feel like I knew someone that signed up for Planet Fitness on vacation.
Papo.
In North Carolina.
Yeah.
Was that Papo?
Yes, it was. He goes to visit his brother-in-law and he's like, oh yeah, I went, my brother-in-law, because he goes to Planet Fitness, and he told me,
I wasn't sure if that story was true or not. I felt like I had that in the back of my mind, and I've shared it like 3 times in the past 2 months. And I was like, I feel like I know somebody that this happened to.
Yep.
They were like, yo, that's crazy if that's true.
Because I literally, he's like, oh yeah, he told me, guest pass, whatever. And I just signed up for a membership. Fuck it. You know how Papa is. Fuck it. I'm like, bro, you signed up for a membership in North Carolina. Oh, you now have a membership. You now have a membership until you go to North Carolina at that location, blah, blah. And I was breaking it down to you. He's like, nah, that can't be.
Nah, that can't be.
So,
he's still paying for that bitch?
I don't know. I haven't asked him. I'm pretty sure he is.
Probably.
You should.
More than, he's not going beyond. I know, and I know him too. So as soon as he's just gonna be like, well, shit, nigga, it's only $10.
It's only for the last 5 years.
Yep.
Right.
That's crazy.
That's
a month. $120 a year. Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, nah.
Johnny, what you got?
Nah. This one was tough for me because it was hard to remember like specific brands that I don't fuck with. And the one that really just straight up, and this is gonna just sound very Homer-ish of me, but the only thing that I could really think of that I don't fuck with and will never go back to or will never fuck with again, it's gonna be Microsoft Windows, bro. I'll never go back to that shit again.
Yeah,
good call.
And really, most Microsoft, I mean, I do fuck with Office a little bit, but mostly because I have to.
Yeah.
Like if somebody sends me some shit,
that's always,
and it's mostly usually Excel. Like Word, I really fuck with. PowerPoint, I will never fuck with.
No.
And really nothing else that they put out. It's really usually just Excel. If there's anything Excel, sometimes it's like, I don't want to go to numbers for it for some reason, or maybe numbers doesn't do it right, or maybe Google Sheets doesn't handle it properly. Because I've had like some shits where I'll like try to run it in Sheets and it's just like it's slow as fuck. And so I'll have to run it in like Excel, and then it's like, oh shit, that shit runs really smooth and fast. But outside of that, like I don't really fuck with Microsoft at all, as much as I can avoid them. And yeah, that's like the number one brand that I will fucking avoid to the end of time. The only thing that and too nerdy, but the only thing that they do really good is like back end enterprise systems and shit.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say
like enterprise is mainly why they're even relevant, because they made that to a point where, and not only that, but like school,
it's cheap
work, like businesses, like they're still trying to get stuff that are run like in the universities and stuff. They have labs that still run off of like Windows 7.
That's fucking crazy. Windows 7 has lost like support like how many years ago? Windows 10 is about to lose support this year.
Yep. So
people still running Windows 7 shit, which is crazy. Anyways, that's who I don't fuck. I would never, ever, 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 ever buy a Windows PC. There is not a gaming life. There is no reason in my life I will ever buy a Windows PC. The only thing that ever really I can think that would make me want to buy a Windows PC is for gaming.
That's literally that was what I was gonna say. That would be my only caveat.
I don't care that much about gaming. That
I don't want to sit in a computer chair when I game either.
I can't imagine that like a PlayStation wouldn't satisfy my urge.
I was thinking about the only reason why it even crossed my mind today. I was talking to one of my coworkers about possibly like setting it up to have like all the old school games and shit, thousands of games, like in some sort of like a.
Bro, you could do that on an Apple TV
Raspberry Pi, son.
I have one, but I'm just saying, like, so
you
that
could do it on an Apple TV.
I understand. What I'm saying is just so that it runs smoother. I'm not saying that I'm buying anything. I'm just saying that we have access to it, so it might as well. Like I could do it, but
he's heated right now.
My whole thought was not necessarily that I want a computer. I'm just like, oh, let me figure out how to put together like some sort of gaming cabinet, that connects to a TV or something. And if I can actually make that shit happen and make it work, somebody will pay some nice coin for that.
Well, if you're talking about for selling it, well, fuck yeah.
Like, I just want to figure it out to do that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Throw in 3D printing, I can figure something out.
Respect that grind.
No cabinets. Anyway, yeah,
but fuck Bill Gates.
Yeah, word. I'm jumping on the Microsoft
Bill Gates
train.
is not bad. More what's his Baldwin, Steve Baldwin. Yeah, fuck.
Steve Baldwin. Yeah, fuck Steve Baldwin too.
Yeah, fuck that.
All the Baldwins. I had two. One was a restaurant and one was just a brand. So Hunt's ketchup. Anything Hunt's makes, I feel like it's just fuck all. Like if you pull out the Hunt's ketchup at dinner, son, I'm not fucking with that at all. I'm good with the ketchup without ketchup.
I have nothing against Hunt's.
But no, it's not like they like support, anti-gay or nothing like that. I don't fuck with their shit.
Yeah,
I'm a Heinz guy all day. I fuck with that Heinz. That Heinz 57, dog.
Either Heinz or Heinz.
Oh wait, I gotta back up.
What is it? Let me hear.
We'll revisit. What was the other one that you had?
Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I went there with my mom and Ash a while ago. It was like my birthday dinner. And my mom was like, "Where do you want to go?" And I was like, Cheesecake Factory. Because I had been there once before. And like I thought it was dope. They had a bunch of cool shit. And we go there and, we waited forever to like get our table, to get a server. And then they brought out my food and my mom's food. And Ash's wasn't ready. So, I do the polite thing. I'm like, all right, we'll just wait till they bring it out. And it's like 5 minutes, dude. Nothing. I'm like, all right. And Ash is like, just start eating, guys. Just eat. So I'm like, I start eating, dude. And I eat kind of fast. Like me and my mom, like I finished. My mom was basically done. And then they brought her shit out.
Holy shit.
And yeah, we were fucking super heated. Like we said something to the waitress and they were basically like, oh, well, sorry. Like we're not going to comp you anything, or we don't do anything like that, is what they said. We don't do anything, because my mom asked. I'm like, I was pissed, but I wasn't going to say anything. And my mom is the one that like got heated, and they were basically just like, yeah, fuck off, we're the Cheesecake Factory. So just based on that one little interaction that I had, I'll never fuck with them ever again. I'll shit on them whenever I can.
I've been to the Cheesecake Factory once in my life, and
I think I had drinks and apps there. Like one time, like we met people
The
from
cheesecake
work.
wasn't even all that. Like it was like these tiny ass pieces. I think and I never set foot in there.
The menu's like a fucking Bible. Fucking
Not only
20
that, it's
pages
a fucking
thick,
yellow
dog.
pages, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So every other page is an advertisement.
I don't remember that. They got ads in there now.
Yeah, but bro, when you go to the Cheesecake Factory, don't ever go. But
No.
folks that go, almost every page you flip it, on the other side of the page is an advertisement for like Pepsi or like it's like sometimes like for shit in the mall or for like another store. Like it's like
That's
people
crazy.
sponsor
That's
the
crazy.
menus at Cheesecake Factory. It's crazy.
They need to. They can't afford all that paper they got to print that shit on. They need sponsors for it, dog. That's why
So
them shits are in
huge.
there. Fuck them.
Fast food. All right.
What was your backup, Johnny?
Yeah, when you say that, never again after the one taste that I would ever have would I ever fuck with Miracle Whip.
Ooh, gross. I don't like mayonnaise, but I really don't like Miracle Whip because that ain't even
never
mayonnaise,
even
is
had
it? It's like sweet, sugary mayonnaise.
Yes,
I don't even.
that's exactly what it is.
It's
It's
so
some
gross, dude. It's so gross.
gross nastiness.
What did you? Was it like a sandwich? What did you have it on?
I think it was a sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah, because they probably laid that shit on a thick whole layer. of
Yeah, they
Miracle
laid it
Whip.
on like if it was mayonnaise.
Ugh.
And
So
and I'll tell you, I do fuck with mayonnaise. Like I
Right,
love
right.
me some
Tell me,
mayonnaise.
all day.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
and Miracle Whip is not mayonnaise.
No.
Mm-mm.
Don't ever try to say. And I've had people be like, "Oh no, this is I grew up in a Miracle Whip house," and I'm like,
Fuck that.
"Your mom abused you, bro.
Right.
Like
I'm
what?
calling
what
child
happened?
services.
Why did they do that to you? That is no
Grew up in a
bueno."
Miracle, but I wouldn't even tell motherfuckers that. I'd be embarrassed, dog.
I just went to the grocery store the other day and noticed that the Miracle Whip was literally on the bottom shelf. And you know what bottom shelf shit is?
Trash.
Trash. Basura.
Trash.
Basura.
Exactly that. Bottom shelf.
Garbage.
I feel like I'm my light needs to charge a little bit, and I feel like
Yeah.
one of those what do they call it in the documentaries when they don't want
Yeah.
a person.
You're like a cartel member snitching on his boss. Need a voice changer.
Yeah. I swear I would.
I don't like Miracle Whip either.
I don't like Miracle Whip. I don't want them to know that Dukes.
I
I'm
worked in
a
the
Dukes
factory
man.
for 3 years.
Dukes
Let me
would
tell
be
you what
straight.
they actually put in Miracle Whip.
Oh,
I've never actually had Dukes, but I hear
hear it's
there's a lot of people backing it, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But Hellman's has always been.
Fuck is Dukes?
It's
Another mayonnaise?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
I've never
popular.
even
it's
seen
new.
that
It's a
shit.
new one now. It's like internet chefs. Fucking everyone's using it. Like the Grassa olive oil you see in every fucking video. I don't know where it came from, but it's all blowing up.
Oh, so that's a new thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look into that. Dukes. Sounds
Dukes.
nasty, but
I mean, if it's not Hellman's,
Fuck it.
I mean, Hellman's is some shit, man. I mean, my homie, rest in power, he would have fucking Hellman's mayonnaise sandwiches, like
Ugh.
straight up, like just mayonnaise. That's it.
that's crazy.
Straight up sliced bread and mayonnaise. That was it. I was like, yo, bro, I love mayonnaise, but you got to put something in between that bread, bro.
Some tomato,
Like,
anything.
Somebody, yeah, I've heard of that, like tomato and mayo sandwiches, and even that, it's like, ugh.
It's pushing it. Yeah. But
Yeah,
at least that's a sandwich.
Sure.
right. A mayo sandwich is not a sandwich at all.
All right. Second question. What's something normal to us in 2025 that by 2075 might be seen as barbaric in comparison? Like, oh man, people really used to do that shit 50 years ago? That's wild.
You have something?
I do. I had a
Bob,
couple things. I thought in general, oil usage. Using oil to, you know, any vehicle or combustion engines, anything like that.
Sure.
I feel like that's going to be somewhere that just seems very, very old
Outdated.
and out of date. Yeah.
Okay.
And chemotherapy, hopefully. I hope by, in
Hopefully, I
50
like that.
years,
Yeah.
there's something, maybe a pill we can take, something
Yeah,
less
man.
less crazy than chemotherapy, bro. Because I've
Word.
seen family and shit go through that shit, and that's one of my worst fears, dog. That slow, drawn out, sitting next to that thing, bro. So hopefully in 2075, chemo will seem barbaric because they just have something better and more chill, I guess, than
Yeah.
chemotherapy.
I like that.
Word. Fuck cancer.
Word.
Yeah, there's actually been some pretty interesting progress on cancer treatments. In
I love
like I don't know, is it like gene therapies or I don't know what the fuck they call that shit, but like some types of shits where they're like re-engineering the cancer cells to attack cancer cells or some shit like
Fuck
that.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's been some interesting things that have gone pretty well. Hopefully that shit continues to progress because
Yeah.
I would love, in the next, I would love in the next 5 years for that
Hell
shit
yeah.
to move progressively, but at least in
Yeah.
the next 15 years for that shit to be, something that we think about
Our
like,
kids won't have to worry about.
oh
our
shit, you
kids'
caught the
kids.
cancer? Man, you better go to the doctor.
Right. You better get to Walgreens right quick. Scoop you some of that cancer
Word.
medicine.
Don't even go to the doctor. Just go,
Nah,
you better go
yeah.
to Walgreens, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
Get
That'd be
that
tight.
over the counter.
Mm-hmm. Pick me up some AIDS medicine too while you're at it. I got the HIV again. I hope it's like that, son. I hope we live in good like that. We ain't gotta fuck with rubbers no more.
I kind of had a similar thought with the gas, but I was thinking just gas powered cars.
Sure.
Would in general, and for me, I'm going with like physical phones. Like
You just have to put that thing to your head. What a fucking
like holding a
thing.
phone to your head. Like why? What? No.
Yeah.
I think that the way things are going and the way technology looks like, I guess I've been saying it for years now, but I'm thinking that, augmented reality and, having all of that service in a wearable device like
Or
that.
implanted in us.
Implanted, because hate them or love them, that Neuralink seems like
Casey.
seems like it's doing, it's working some miracles, but then someone will come up. I'm betting more on someone improving on that, and, coming up just with some wild ass shit that where holding up a physical phone to your ear won't it. It's a thing of the past.
Yeah, I like that.
2075. I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like that would
I'll probably be an implant at that point.
That's what I mean. So
yeah. I
that'd be
feel
cool.
that. I fell back on the barbaric statement. So I went to war. Physical human soldiers actually fighting in battle.
Right.
I think in 50 years people will be like, I can't believe humans actually fought.
Right.
Like at that point, it's going to be all drones and
some Skynet type shit.
Yeah, it's just going to be robots fighting each other.
Right.
Machines might be controlled by humans from far away or programmed by humans from far away or whatever it is. But in 50 years, there ain't going to be, I don't think there's going to be humans like
bro. Humans are destructive as fuck. Even though even if they have that, they're still going to be like, well, where is the compound where they're controlling them? Because if we blow that shit up, blow them up, then we end all
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like it's
I'm not saying that humans won't die. But they won't be sending humans out onto a battlefield.
Right. Gotcha.
Just like we think about
deploying
like
human
the
soldiers.
like
That's the thing I'm thinking about.
the two sides charging at each other in like the American Revolution and the Civil War, and
Yeah,
like how
like
war used to be,
that.
how we look at it now. That's
Exactly.
barbaric. As
Yeah,
fuck.
like in the Civil War thoughts, right? You watch those Civil War movies, and
You're
you're like
like,
seeing
yo,
the dudes like fucking
hatchets and
loading
shit,
the musket while they're looking at the dude on the other side, and they know like they got to load that shit faster than he does in order to get a shot off. Yeah, that's how like right now, like obviously shit is crazier. And you look at those dudes like, that's crazy. I can't believe they did that. And then you go even further back and you watch shit like the Romans and the fucking the Greeks and how they fought, like literally charging at each other with
and shit,
fucking swords and shit, or
Shields,
even not even that far ago, just like the Middle Ages when people were like, you know, charging at each other with swords.
Yeah, bro, they were all
and horses
until like World War I, bro. When they got in the trenches, they're like, yeah, that's stupid. Let's not run at each other anymore. Let's hide down here where it's safe as a bitch for a little bit.
Facts.
Right. Yeah.
That's good. I like that. That's a good one. All right, last question. If y'all were to become billionaires, what do you think is when y'all become billionaires, what's the struggle meal that y'all gonna continue to fuck with regardless of how much paper you got?
Fried eggs and white rice.
Ooh, that's almost a loco moco.
Yeah. So good. Other than that,
is that really your answer? You're ready to go, dog. You're like,
oh yeah, that was my answer. That was always a struggle meal growing up. My mom always, had extra rice. We're Puerto Rican. We got rice.
Yeah.
So that was always a struggle meal. It was either the rice, or if we have potatoes, just cut up some potatoes in the shape of fries and fry those real quick, throw an egg on that.
Yeah.
Like those are, now that I think about it, it's like, that's not really a struggle meal.
No, it's, it doesn't have to be like but just something normal and basic that, you wouldn't normally think of billionaires eating is all. It doesn't have to be like some broke ass type shit.
It's kind of a struggle meal. I feel
sure.
that.
Yeah.
It's very close to
my girl always did, cause same thing, but noodles. She would do pasta. So she would just do pasta with butter and
that's white people's struggle meal right there. Yeah. Noodles with butter, son. That's butter it. And a little garlic salt on that bitch, and then you good, son. You're like the bear up in that bitch.
Yep. Nah, but see, I would always do the fried egg and the white rice, or just a simple microwave sandwich, American cheese sandwich. Pop that bitch in the microwave for like 15-20 seconds, just so it just melts just enough. I will always fuck with that.
I don't know what it's like over there, but eggs ain't a struggle meal out here on the West Coast right now. Them shit's like $8 a dozen if you can get your hands on them, dog.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad over here, but it's not. They're definitely not as cheap as they used to be. I used to buy when I was really like trying
like the 36 pack, the fucking crazy huge carton.
$5, like 3 dozen.
Word
$5. I remember that shit.
That's crazy. What was yours, Johnny? What was your
spam?
Spam.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't fuck with spam.
Fried spam. That's something that I will never not fuck with.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. It's something that I know is terrible. I know is nasty.
I've never even tried it. I just assumed it was nasty, so I never.
It's not nasty tasting. No, I don't think. For me, it's like fucking great tasting. It's just bad for you. I mean, it's basically like
sodium and
pork it's and super salty pork that's just like processed, chunked up, and
it reminds me of cat food. That's what I like. When you open the can, I feel like you could just fork it out like cat food. Ugh, I can't.
Usually we slice it.
Okay.
Like you'll do like slices, and then you throw that shit on the fryer. I wouldn't fork it out. That would be kind of weird. If I forked it out, it would feel like cat food. Yeah. Because it would probably have the same texture as cat food if you forked it out, and that would be absolutely weird. But no, when you pull it out and then you slice it and you throw that bitch on the frying pan. Ooh, and you don't you could put that shit with anything. You could chop it up in little dices, or you could just eat it as slices. You could throw that shit with a fried egg. You
Yeah,
could throw that shit with rice. You could throw that shit in a sandwich. You could do a lot of shit with that. I
bro.
love me some
Best
spam.
breakfast sandwiches that my mom used to make was French bread. You throw some mayo on there, American cheese. You throw a couple of the fried spam on there and some fried egg. Oh, because that shit
like
just
that's
it was
mouth watering right now.
like it was probably a couple years ago because I realized I hadn't had it in years. That I bought some and I made some for the kids and they loved it. But I was eating it and I was just like, damn, this shit's salty. Like this shit tastes so good, but that sodium is crazy.
Yeah, that sodium crazy.
Yeah, that sodium is crazy. But nah, if you fry it, that shit is so fucking good.
I'd have to put the hardest fucking sear on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, you do.
Okay.
You put the hardest fucking sear on it.
Okay.
Yes, promise.
It's a crispy ass.
Yeah.
It's a crispy ass piece of spam for sure. I got a backup too, but I want to hear Dave's.
So I had two kind of, and they're both very similar. When I was younger, my mom used to buy usually like a chuck roast or some piece of beef, and then she would use the Lipton onion soup mix and like put it on the top and like then just put it in the oven with like potatoes and carrots and like make this fucking just bomb roast that I still make to this day because my mom was not a great cook. She made like two things very well, and that was one of them. That was one that stuck with me, and that I still will make periodically when I'm craving it. And the other is just a roasted chicken, just a whole chicken, same thing, potatoes, carrots, onions, dude. Just get the skin crispy, and I've worked on perfecting my roasted chicken since I was like 12. I've been trying to roast that shit and get it nice and get it right. So I don't care how much money I have, you know, there's going to be a roasted chicken and a roast night at least once a month in that bitch.
Yo, I don't know, but it sounds like we ain't had the same type of struggle meals, bro.
I didn't really like.
I gotta fuck with you.
I was a picky kid.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
I remember literally eating white rice. You throw some ketchup on there, mix it up.
Yeah, see that wouldn't have flown.
That was
All that.
My backup is gonna be SpaghettiOs.
Oh,
Specifically SpaghettiOs, and I will say that I've always been a Chef Boyardee kid, but sometime in my struggle years, mid-teens, late teens, early 20s, when like I was on my own, and you know, the SpaghettiOs is 99 cents and the Chef Boyardee is $1.50.
Yeah,
and you're like, I think I'm gonna go with the SpaghettiOs.
I
started realizing that the SpaghettiOs is actually kind of fire, and it brings more meatballs in it. Like there's more. Like I don't know. I will probably say that the I'm trying to pause. The meat content inside of the can. To say this in the right way. The meat content in the can is probably the equal amount, but I believe the meatballs in a Chef Boyardee can are larger and fewer. In the SpaghettiOs can, there are more meatballs, smaller. But I appreciate that more. More meat per balls. No, more meat per spoonful. Is what it ends up being.
More balls for your mouth.
More balls per mouthful.
There we go.
Yep.
The ball to mouth ratio is greater.
Ball to mouth ratio
SpaghettiOs.
is larger on the SpaghettiOs.
That's fair.
Spaghetti and meatballs version, and yeah, that would be my goal. I'm sure it's not 99 cents anymore. I'm sure it's gone up a little bit, but it's still the cheaper version of the two. The sauce is a little bit different for sure. Both of them not high quality at all.
Yeah,
But
they make food with shit.
when
I
it comes
can't
to a
fix
struggle
them.
meal,
Mm.
I think I had SpaghettiOs last week. Like I still fuck with that
Crazy.
shit,
That's crazy.
and I will continue to forever, no matter how many millions and billions I got. I'll fuck with some SpaghettiOs on an afternoon snack.
You gotta
Fuck
pamper
that.
yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-mm.
All right, that was the end of the questions.
That was it, baby.
All right, Johnny, I hope you're ready.
You know it's time for news clips.
Boom! News clips. Oh, what do we talk about? I don't know. Is there
Stevie
anything
Wonder.
that happened this week?
Nothing.
Well, pre-show kicked it off. Let's just lead off with TikTok, because that's
TikTok.
apparently, according to our young audience member,
What's
the
hip with the
number
kids
one
these
trending
days.
topic on all the socials right now is
Our
the ban
audience
on TikTok,
member.
which is audience member.
Our audience.
TikTok, yeah, it's
The clock is tick-tocking on TikTok.
away. So stories change and come and go. I don't know. They were saying that they were not gonna sell, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely staunched, not gonna happen.
Yep.
They went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court didn't seem like they were on their side. They
did not.
listened to their argument.
Mhm.
Pretty much the way that they were coming back with their questions didn't seem like they were like, yeah, you guys got a case here. It was kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, the arguments that you're putting forth here don't really have enough merit to go around the law that was passed, because
Mhm.
they're arguing like free speech, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, but free speech is not enough to usurp the threat of Chinese spying or whatever the
Right.
fuck, foreign spying. You shouldn't say Chinese spying, because it's not, the law specifically is not just about China. It's about any spy social media app.
Mhm.
And so yeah, so that was a thing that we talked about last week. TikTok continues to possibly be banned by the 19th, which is 5 days away. However, interestingly enough, one thing I did want to address from last week, we weren't sure what would happen to folks that already have the app installed on their devices. Looks like they'll continue to be able to access TikTok. So what would happen if TikTok is banned on the 19th is that no new people will be able to download TikTok. So it will be banned from the app stores. No updates will be able to be issued to the app. And so anyone can continue to use TikTok. But the concern is that since there's no updates being issued, then security.
Yeah. Now it is the security threat that they were worried about.
Security threat that they were worried about will get even larger.
Yeah.
And possibly not by the people that they were concerned about, right? Because the big concern is that Chinese people or Chinese spies are in the Chinese government. The CCP is spying on you through TikTok. And now it could just be, your Nigerian prince trying to thwart money off of you through some scams or whatever.
Brad Pitt.
You're Brad Pitt, motherfucker. You motherfucker. Fuck you.
Right. So yeah, so that's where we're at with TikTok. Like eventually they expect, like, over time it'll just fall down, like people will stop using it because fewer and fewer people will be on it. Weird thing that happened yesterday is apparently the Chinese government said that they might be willing to let Elon Musk buy it.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh,
which
God.
seems very sus.
Yeah.
Like, Okay,
Oh,
they said
Elon?
they would not sell to anyone.
Right.
But Elon now all of a
But
sudden is,
Elon could buy it. Like, why was he allowed to buy it?
and
Like,
he would ruin it.
is he
Oh,
on
yeah.
But would he or no? I don't even know that he knows what the fuck TikTok is. But the point is, like, why do they like? How do they feel like he's
Yeah.
on their side? Like,
Do they either know something we don't, or they're
that's what I'm
totally
saying.
off
Like,
the. Yeah.
that seems very. I don't know. That just seems very sus that they would throw his name out as like we're
Specifically.
aligned with Elon, who's apparently aligned with our new president.
Yeah.
I don't know. All of that just kind of like doesn't play well with me. It just seems very interesting. I don't know.
Oil
I don't
hack.
know. I have no idea. I don't know what's out there with that. But that was something that was tossed out by the CCP
Sure.
yesterday, that they might let Elon buy it if he was willing. But of course, we know that like he probably I don't even think that he would do it because it's
He's
just
got enough shit on his
too
plate.
much money. Like,
I mean, even if he did do it, that wouldn't be doing anybody any favors. He would do a worse job than he did with fucking X. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
he'd
not.
probably, I mean, TikTok doesn't have like a free speech issue right now, right? Like the whole thing that he came into Twitter was like, yo, there's too many people getting banned and blocked. And so I'm coming in to like free the people so that it could be a free speech platform.
Sure.
And I don't know is that an issue on TikTok? I don't know.
Nah, I think the only real thing that people are really gravitating to TikTok for is the algorithm, because you literally like if I don't entertain certain content, it's not given to me. It's not pushed on me. The content that's given to me is definitely curated.
Yeah.
By the content that I just consume. And if you are a creator, it's very easy, or at least a lot easier, for your content to reach audiences that you probably would have a real hard time to reach on like Reels or sorry, Instagram or Facebook, because of, you know, just how they have their whole thing is, you know, pay me on Meta. Meta is very much pay me, we'll get your shit out there, you know? So it's very hard to build an audience. I mean, we've been trying, and we did even go as far as paying, and they get you to a point where, you know, you
gotta pay more. You get to that, you hit that wall.
Yep, you hit a wall, and then you got to pay more and give more money in order to reach a bigger audience. And simply that just wasn't the case on TikTok. So that's really the real reason why people gravitate to that as big as they do. Because I literally go on to TikTok because I know what I'm gonna I know the content that I'm gonna get.
Yeah. It's not like opening X where you gotta just like close through your eyes and be like, oh my God, what the fuck is gonna show up here?
I don't have to be like, well, you know, what's gonna pop up when I open this. No, it's generally some funny shit, you know, like some just things that I've been entertaining on that app and nothing else. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Tits and ass is all I get on TikTok, but that's what I've been asking for.
You get what you ask for, John. Yeah, exactly.
I don't heart anything. I don't like anything. I don't bookmark anything, but I stay there long enough that apparently the algorithm knows what I like.
If you don't want something on your algorithm, whenever it pops up, you immediately just push it out.
Yeah, exactly. So I stay there long enough.
But it's hard when you see a fat ass booties out. Like, you're just trying to beat that real quick. I'm trying to see what that'd be like.
That's why my shirt is all full. That's literally, I was just like flick. I go through.
That's kind of
that's the only thing that's there. I have not seen a single comedic thing on TikTok. I have not seen a single news. I don't see nothing on there except
dancing. Well, some dancing.
I don't see no dancing. I see nothing.
Some dancing.
Well, yeah, booty dancing.
That's the best. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, word. I mean, I open TikTok like once a month or
Pee
whatever,
poppin'
but
party.
and it's usually because somebody sent me something to look at on there, and then I stay on there after watching whatever they sent me.
Sure.
But yeah, that's where we're at.
right,
We'll see what
19.
happens.
See
I don't
what
know.
happens, man.
What's been happening apparently is people have been trying to migrate to different apps because they think TikTok's getting banned. So let's move to a different app, and content creators are promoting people to go follow me on this other app because TikTok's going to get banned. So you can find me on the Lemon 8 or Red Note.
Mhm.
I don't think any of those are going to stick around either. I don't know what these people are thinking. Like,
If those are legit Chinese apps, like, do Chinese audiences, which is assuming that's what most of the users are, do they give a fuck about our content?
No.
Like, can they understand our content?
I've seen jokes from the Red Note app where a lot of folks were a lot of the Chinese folks were posting like, oh, look at all the English people that are joining, like thank you for your English spy materials, like
Nice. Yeah, we deserve that 100%.
Yeah, all the new spies or all the new targets for my spies have suddenly shown up on my favorite app.
Touche.
There was I guess there was some folks that were asking for help on their English homework on the Red Note app. But yeah, Red Note compared to Lemonade is straight up a Chinese app. Like you launch it and it's all in like
Cantonese.
Mandarin.
It's
Mandarin.
like Mandarin, like whatever the I can't fuck.
It's either Mandarin or Cantonese, right?
Yeah, but the
Symbols?
fixtures, the actual the letters, the alphabet. Anyways, it's in their language. It's written. It's not localized in our language in English.
It's gotta be
at
tough.
all. Lemonade is Lemon 8 for anyone
Lemon
that's
8.
listening that
Like the
actually
number?
is interested in checking. It's Lemon 8 with the number 8 and
that one seemed more closer to like an Instagram, like
they're both supposed to be Instagram clones. Red Note is supposed to have been the Chinese Instagram and for a long time, but it doesn't seem as much of Instagram as Lemonade. Like Lemonade looks like a copy of Instagram, the same way that TikTok was like a copy of the Snapchat scroll thing, and so whatever. Like I don't think either of them are going to work out because they're all going to get banned and blocked.
Yeah, and Lemonade specifically is owned by the same company.
And yes, that's the other thing is Lemonade is even on the iOS American App Store. It says that it's published by ByteDance, and
why isn't that on the chopping block too? Why aren't all the are all the ByteDance apps on the?
All ByteDance shit is on the chopping block. All foreign-owned social media companies are on the chopping block.
Okay,
so the law is not TikTok specific.
Right. Okay.
The law says foreign-owned social media companies.
Since we're throwing our tinfoil hats in this, anyway,
foreign-owned from adversaries.
Sure. Since we're all throwing our tinfoil hats in there, my whole thought and exactly why Lemon 8 isn't even a target or anything or any of their other companies that are, happen to be in American, app stores. It's because they are not, they did not become the number one app to be used by Americans. Right. So, and really at the end of the day, is there some of that risk that they're talking about? Sure. There is some of that. But that's honestly their loophole for they have the number one app in the country right now. They have the marketplace, so they're making all their money on the marketplace. We need a cut. If you're not giving us a cut, then we need to. Then your shit will not be in American app store. And at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. They became way too large to not be American owned, and America is like, fuck that. You're not taking our American dollars away from us. So that's my whole conspiracy theory on what, what's really going on with TikTok and why they're going so hard on it. Sure, all those other things are risks, but they did not give a fuck about if that was really a problem. Why are you allowing Chinese apps on phones? Period. Right? If that was really something that you were worried about.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I do think that like what you said is that the fact that it was on so many people's phones that's when it became concerning. It was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What is this Chinese app that's on like so many of our kids' phones?
Yeah.
And then it's all these like congressional lawmakers that are like, why is my kid on this? What is this app?
What is the TikTok?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I was talking about, was I talking about this with someone, or I saw it on something? It was like, you remember, like TikTok used to be Musically, which was like in competition with Dub Smash.
Yep.
And then like Dub Smash fell off because it focused on continuing to be Dub Smash, and Musically was like, let's pivot because this genre is only going to make us is only going to go so far. But the algorithm, as you've mentioned, is really what's driving the full attention, and we can push different kinds of content that's not solely focused on
music,
overdubbing and overdubbing music and just dance shit. And that's where
it honestly saw the gap that Vine left, right? Because Vine was huge.
It started to, until they went to 10-minute long TikToks or whatever.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, but it was 30 seconds TikToks.
Yeah.
Before, so it just like it made.
Ain't nothing gonna meet that 6-second Vine though. 6-second Vines were lit.
I mean, that takes a whole other type of creator to make some actual dope content within 6 seconds. But either way, like it's just an extension of what Vine was, and prolonged it and turned it into.
Why doesn't anybody just do that again? I don't understand. Why can't? Does somebody own that? Like
that idea?
Yeah, like why doesn't someone?
They might like now with the attention span of this younger generation. It's, I mean, they even say it. Like I'm honestly always like looking into what's trending and what helps get our promotions and stuff out there a little bit more. And it's like that 3-second grab. 3 seconds is what you have in order to catch someone's attention, and then make them last an additional 15 seconds, and then very rarely do they stay to the end. But you just need to hook them in that same amount of time as a Vine that it would take a Vine.
Yeah, that tracks.
So it will probably come right back to. All right, well, let's just make 6-second videos. But anyway, what's next?
Anyway, what's next? Next thing I had here was there's been a lot of talk about hopefully y'all are aware of the fires happening throughout California. Mostly in LA. Palisades fires that are destroying a lot of some very interesting. I feel like the Beverly Hills area fires, I think there already have been accusations of arson there. It doesn't seem like those are related to the Palisades fires.
Didn't they arrest somebody They arrested someone accusing them of it. I don't know if they.
I saw they
Possibly, yes.
arrested
I
some
think I did
guy
hear something
dressed
like
as a
that.
firefighter who was looting places.
I've seen that. Yeah,
I
people
saw
are
that.
taking the
I did see that
opportunity
as
to
well.
loot people's houses.
Yeah, there's been some wild shit. Lot of really craziness with when it comes to the fire situation in LA, and if you're out there, sorry that you have to deal with that. Hopefully you're safe. And if not, make sure you get safe. I just seen a story of a Malibu dude that passed away because he thought he could like hold back the fires with his hose, which is like, no, you
No,
can't. Like, don't
no.
think you're better than that. I also seen some shit where it was like, they was showing like a video of how crazy the winds are right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're catching those same winds up there
Yes,
in
it is.
NorCal,
It
but
is
those Santa
windy.
Ana winds are like
Catching that shit here.
wild,
It was
right?
crazy.
And so those winds whipping those embers is just making that fire travel faster and faster, right?
Yep.
And it really, like, you could think that you're like safe, and you're seeing all these videos of people that are like in their homes, like running out, and they're like surrounded by flames, and it's just like,
Yeah.
you would think like, why the fuck are you still there? And it's possible that they just thought that they had more time.
Yeah.
And it just it happens too fast. But the story that I had here was about one of the more recent things that happened, that people have been complaining about online, is that there's a lot of complaints about how is this being taken care of, who's responsible for the shit lasting so long.
Yeah.
How we have the situation about the insurance companies canceling a bunch of policies over the past few years, people not getting coverage. Will any like of the state government step in? How are they stepping in? Is Newsom failing? Is Biden going to do anything? Are National Guard people doing anything? Like, what's all happening from a governmental standpoint? And so apparently, I think it was today, it was announced that Joe Biden said that he was, or I don't know if he said it, but the federal government said that they were handing out their initial emergency checks of $770, and people were like, fuck that, that's nothing. Like, fuck you, you give all our money to Ukraine and you're not giving us anything.
Yeah.
But that's not how that works. It's $770 to get like essential things that you may need, like your houses and stuff. That's all going to be provided by through FEMA or whatever. The biggest issue with this is the insurance companies fucking people over left and right, not wanting to pay them. A lot of them, I heard something about that they had canceled their fire insurance like days before or like weeks before or some shit like that, randomly. Like it's just,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's very crazy, very crazy.
I feel like there was something that that was recently said that they were going to be forced to cover a lot of those policies.
Oh, I'm sure.
I thought something got passed,
canceled.
right?
Yeah,
There was a
law
law,
was passed where
Biden passed something. Someone passed something.
It was either an executive order, some congressional law that was passed, something that happened where like they're going to be forced to cover those policies that were recently canceled. But there was also like some of that was like some of the policies that were canceled like last year or 2 years ago do have just because like these insurance companies have been getting destroyed after the policies or after the payouts that they've had to make from the fires that have happened over the
in
last
general,
few years,
just
right?
the California fires.
the
Yeah,
California
NorCal had
fires,
some not too long
That
ago
sucks.
too. Yeah,
Right? You
because
offer a service
climate
and
change.
you actually have to cash out, like pay on it.
sometimes you do.
Like that.
Right.
Like, what's the point of it? I met somebody locally here who I remember that was something that stuck out to me because it felt strange at the time, but now I'm like, oh, that makes a ton of sense. But he was like, nah, I'd rather put that money away, in an emergency fund for myself. I would much rather do that 1,000% than to pay fucking any insurance company any kind of money if I don't have to. And I thought, like, what? Why would you not? But now it's like it makes sense. You're paying this company for some sort of security, a peace of mind. And then when shit actually happens, they can just say, you know what? No, I don't feel like we want to give you that,
Yeah.
we're all set. Thanks though
Hold
for
up,
those
what?
monthly checks.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah,
nothing ever happens, they're not giving you your money back.
They employ hundreds, if not thousands, of mathematicians to ensure that they don't have to pay out as much as they pull in, because they try to be a profitable company, because that's what they're in business for, right?
Yeah.
But as you were saying, that whole $700 thing that people are complaining about.
That's not for a new
just the way
house,
this
dog.
shit
That's to
goes.
get toothpaste and tampons
Word.
and
Yes,
fucking
that is
shit that
not-
you need
first off,
right
that's
this
not
second.
the only thing you're getting. That's just the emergency essentials. It's also the maximum that the president can legally give out. Like,
How are
that's
those COVID checks so chunky?
because those weren't given out by the president.
Well, didn't
It's
Trump
just that
signed his
Trump
checks? Oh no,
signed them.
those were 700 something, weren't they?
They were
He gave us the bitch ass.
$1,200.
Oh,
I
were they?
think.
Okay.
But
All right.
he was smart because he made that PR move in making sure his signature was on those checks.
Oh, I didn't even
Those
look at that
checks
bitch.
were
I
not
just
given out
cashed it.
by Donald Trump. Those checks were given out
He's like,
by
"Here's your check.
Congress,
Here's your check."
because Congress owns the federal budget. Congress runs the purse strings of all the money in the federal government. It's always a congressional act that must give money out. And so if people want more money for the fires or for hurricane relief or for any of those things beyond what FEMA is providing, they need Congress to pass some shit to give that to them. And people that are complaining are falling back on that, exactly what you just said, is because they have because when
Right.
Trump was in power, he
Yeah.
really gave people this thought that the president has more control than he really does.
That's
That the
his whole
president can't
fucking
just do
game,
whatever the
bro.
fuck
That's
he
his whole
wants.
game.
He
Yeah.
really switched up the game. Now, dictator on day one, when he comes into power, who knows what he might do, but he really doesn't have that much power, right? And so he legally, as of now, $770 is the most that he could do. The other thing that I wanted to make sure was addressed is this whole concept that I keep hearing about over and over and over and over and over and over again, not just related to this fire, but I just keep hearing this so much, is about how much fucking money is going to Ukraine.
Right.
How much of our money is going to Ukraine, and they keep sending money to Ukraine, and they're doing all this shit for Ukraine, and that's our tax money, and why they keep sending this money to Ukraine. And I've always talked about it from this perspective of, listen, it's important that we help fucking Ukraine because fuck Russia, right? We've said that many times. But also, let's make sure that people understand that the money that's going to Ukraine is coming from the military budget, right? Like, this is already money that has been set aside from the congressional military budget. You never had access to that money.
Right.
That money was never coming to you.
They didn't
Like-
cut your check up and say, "Oh well, guess this is going to Ukraine now."
Right. They didn't like, oh, Social Security. Yeah, fuck that. It's gonna go to Ukraine now. Oh, those highways we thought we were gonna fix. Nah, never mind. That's going to Ukraine. Nah, this shit was always headed towards the military, and they taking that money and they're saying, how can we, this $1 trillion or whatever the fuck they already, $870 billion or whatever they put towards the military every year. They're chopping it up, and some of that shit is headed to Ukraine, which, by the way, is typically almost unanimously passed by Congress, right? There's like maybe 30 to 60 Congress folks that vote against it. But on both sides of both parties, they always support this. So it's not a fucking partisan thing. Like they try to make it seem like it's a Biden,
like
Democrat
he's hand
thing.
delivering the checks to fucking Zelensky, dude. Like,
fucking Republicans are
go.
very in supportive of sending money to Ukraine as well. But is it money? It's not always fucking money. When they say all of these hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars that are going to Ukraine, a lot of that shit is not actually cash. A lot of that shit is equipment, old U.S. military equipment that we're
From,
not
the 80s.
using anymore, and we're sending it in the form of money, but it's sending them old F-16s that are not flying.
They should put that out. I didn't know that. When you see that monetary value, I assumed that they got cut a fat fucking check. So I assume that most of the public thinks along similar lines. I didn't know they factored equipment and shit.
Absolutely makes sense that most people think about it that way.
Yeah.
But I want to say it's like 80, if not 90% of it is actually weapons, not cash. Because what the fuck is Ukraine going to do with cash? They don't need cash. If they got cash, what would they do with that cash?
They would buy goods and weapons. Bullets and
So they don't want to buy weapons when they already. So what we're doing is we're sending them weapons in place of cash that is worth the cash of that amount that we're giving them.
I feel like MAGA's not trying to hear this though. Like this makes sense to us and to most of our listeners, but if you tried to tell some fucking Trumper that bullshit, they're not having any of it. So it's not worth having that argument with.
Oftentimes they don't want to hear that side of the story, but that's
well, it doesn't play to the agenda, so that's
right.
It doesn't help them point the finger at the current administration and say how shitty they are. But 6 months from now, when the Trump administration is still sending fucking money to Ukraine.
Ooh, I can't wait. Wait.
Let's see what happens. Because I don't know if you recall, but they swore on day one the war in Ukraine was going to end. And just yesterday they backtracked from that and said, yeah, maybe not. Maybe it won't actually be day one, but we're working towards that. They also said on day one, all the fucking hostages in Israel Gaza, are going to be released. I hope it happens. Is it going to happen?
Nah, probably not.
Probably not, but we'll see. We're only 5 days away, right?
6 days away. 6 days, 5 days for president. TikTok, 6 days from president.
6 days, exactly.
Yep.
So yeah,
good stuff.
That's where we're at in government news.
All right. What else we got?
All right. Moving on lighter notes here. Let's go. I'm gonna go back to being a mamon for Bad Bunny. A Billboard announcement that came out. First Latin artist to hit 100 career Hot 100 hits on Billboard. Nice. I thought that was a big fucking achievement. I didn't realize what that actually meant, but have 100 songs that were on the Hot 100 Billboard chart, which is pretty cool. And especially in his case, for being an artist that is mostly in Spanish, foreign language, not in English, but mostly in Spanish. And also, because he's mostly in Spanish, doesn't get any mainstream radio support. Like, that was a really big thing that I didn't think about, that I heard somebody mention the other day. It's like, his song doesn't get played on regular radio. Like, it only gets played on Latin radios, and in other countries, but in like the US and pop stations and shit, his songs don't get played. So all of his popularity is really just coming from actual
Homegrown.
fans.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like very homegrown. So the fact that he could reach this milestone is actually pretty interesting. And reading the other list of folks that have hit this milestone, Drake is number one with 338.
Oh, he's Canadian. That doesn't count. That's bullshit. That's Canada. Fuck that. I don't count that bullshit.
Just in general, total, Drake has 338 songs that have been on the Hot 100. I don't understand if this is just solo songs or songs that you're also featured on.
Probably either or.
I'm gonna say it's both.
Yeah.
Only because of number 3, because number 2 is Taylor Swift with 264.
Is she Canadian?
No, she's American.
This isn't foreign. This isn't a list of
people. This is the list of all people.
Okay. I was like, I thought she was American.
No. This is a list of
Gotcha.
all the people that have had 100 songs or more on the top 100. So Drake number 1, then Taylor Swift. Number 2, Future.
Interesting.
With 218 songs. Which
Future's a top artist.
Future's a top artist, but 208, like 18 songs on the
That's
number
gotta be
3
features,
of
right?
all time.
Yeah.
That seemed pretty high to me. I mean, I know Future. I know some of his songs. I don't know that I know 218 songs that Future has been on to be that popular. But I also don't know 207 songs from the cast of Glee, which apparently is number 5.
Don't they just do covers of other songs, right?
Pretty
It's not
much,
original. It's not original material.
They don't count.
But you gotta understand too, like with these artists, it's like their album drops, and people, if they're a top artist like that, then people are really like listening to that album in its entirety. So every single one of them songs, even if they're like at the top or at the bottom of that top 100 list, their entire album goes on there, because I've seen that too.
Yeah, that's
literally
fair.
Their entire albums are just being.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's the case with Bad Bunny, right? His entire album is on the top 100. That's what actually put him over the top. He was, I think, he had 98, and now he's at 113.
But with like Future, what I was getting at with that, with like Future, he drops albums sometimes like back to back. Like literally, album was released for a week.
Yeah.
And then he drops a whole other album, and each one of them has like 20 some odd songs. So, like that's.
Are they played that much? Like, Jesus.
They are for at least a week,
I guess.
and if it's on the list, it's on the list.
I guess. Yeah. All right, following Glee, it's going to be Lil Wayne, then Kanye, then Lil Baby, Nicki Minaj, Travis Scott, Chris Brown, then Bad Bunny, Eminem, Lil Uzi Vert, then Elvis.
Elvis. Oh wow.
Yeah, Elvis.
White people.
I'm going to give daps to Elvis because he's the only classic artist on this list.
My man's been dead for 50 years.
He's
still killing it out here.
When the Hot 100 started,
bro,
and he still has 109 hits that are on the top.
Italians, I should say. Italians fucking love Elvis.
No, even white people, and he ripped off black people. So who are we even copying here, right?
Exactly.
They don't
followed
by Beyonce, and then 21 Savage again, questioning, but it could follow the same theory
Logic.
that Walk was saying. Jay-Z, Bieber, The Weeknd, and rounding out is going to be NBA YoungBoy, which again, I'm like, NBA YoungBoy got
He's like, these are getting
100
wild.
songs on the top 100?
He's big with the younger
The young kids.
Yeah,
With
for
them
Yes,
kids,
but
like,
100 songs on the top 100?
they're old, bro. These motherfuckers.
The top 100 though.
while
top
you at the
100
water park,
songs
they charting, son.
Yeah.
in the world.
Yep. Yeah, I believe it. I mean,
I've heard NBA YoungBoy. I know his songs.
I don't know.
I cannot believe he has 104 songs on the top 100. I don't even know when's the last time he dropped a hit though.
Be a young boy song.
I won't even say a hit because I don't know that he actually ever has a hit, but like a hit. Because you could be like fucking 68 on this chart and be, hitting. But anyways, moving on from this, last story that I had was Bonnie Blue. Y'all familiar with Bonnie Blue?
I am.
Yeah. Well, Bonnie Blue claims that she has broken the world record with sex with men. 1,057 men in 12 hours. After
the record,
inviting what they call barely legal blokes.
The math on that works out to 88 dudes an hour.
That's
How does that what even counts? Like, because we talked about this at work today. As you can tell, we busted out the calculator and did a little work to see what that entails, because there was other homegirl from England that was her goal was to do 1,000 dudes in a day.
I remember that. Yeah.
Lily Phillips, I think her name was.
Yeah, and she was like crying at the end of it. Like, I can't believe I did that.
After 100 dudes. She was crying after the 100 dudes, and she's trying to go after 1,000, bitch. You're still in AA ball. You ain't in the majors yet. Bonnie Blue, if this is true, is there video of it? Like, have we seen this? I'm sure she's an OnlyFans chick. She had to have recorded this, right?
I mean, she's an OnlyFans girl, so why wouldn't she?
Why do it if you're not gonna fucking Like, if there's no video of this, it's bullshit. But 88 dudes an hour?
Nuts.
I mean,
how does that
the math on that is 1.5 dudes a minute.
I mean, what do they have to bust? Like, they just pop it in like a ball. They dip a ball in, and that's a dude.
Couple strokes.
Come get your pumps.
You get like 3 strokes. No nuts.
Move over.
Who do you have to like rock paper scissors to bust?
I don't think you're rock paper scissoring yourself to go bust over there, because you're
probably all standing around in a circle jerk waiting until it's your turn.
Yep.
Imagine the blue balls waiting 12 hours to shoot that nut. You just keep edging yourself for 12 hours, then you finally shoot. Oh man, that's got to be wild.
1,000, that line's got to be crazy, bro.
That's like going on the Superman at Six Flags, dog. That's what it feels like. You're about to go on the Superman. 2.5 hours. There's a sign that's like, wait time from here, 2.5 hours.
Full circle on her TikTok page. She posted that her skin was looking better than ever after her sex exploits. This is what my face looks like after taking 1,000 men in less than 12 hours. Who was wearing a I don't give a fuck what the fuck she was wearing. Anyways, she's previously been branded as predatory for romping with teenage lads. Apparently she likes a lot of the younger blokes.
Barely legal blokes, huh?
The barely legal blokes is what she's typically after.
Damn. I might have to shave.
It makes sense because those are the easiest ones to say, hey, I have a competition for breaking a world record. You want to try to bust a nut inside of me? Or at least stick it in me? You can easily catch an 18-year-old to do that.
Dip a ball in. You're number 74. That'd be tight.
Can you imagine being the 1,000th dude,
bro. Number 74 is good. It's way better than being number 794.
Hey, you could say you smashed Bonnie Blue regardless.
I don't know.
I guess That's a good
Yeah, I
thing.
guess. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, she's bad. You saw her picture.
She
A
look
thousand
good, yeah.
cocks in 12 hours aside. Like, you saw that bitch at the club, you'd be like, hey, what's up? What's good? You bad? Is she British? That sexy ass British accent? I'm
That's-
about it.
Nah,
Did she let them nut on her face? Do you know?
I would
I don't think
assume.
anyone nutted. I
'Cause
highly doubt.
the other one that you were talking about, the one that did the 100,
Yeah,
she
Lily
was
Phillips.
letting them like nut on her.
Yeah, I mean,
I
she
think
had
she had a
the
rule
time.
that
She had the
and-
time.
that they weren't supposed to nut on her face, and they still did.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
I don't care about your rules. If this is a 100-man game, there are no rules, dog. We all fucking we're nutting everywhere, dog. On the sheets, everywhere, the curtains. You remember in Fallout when the dude rubbed his dick on the curtains? That stuck with me, and I don't know why, but I think about that all the time. I do just rub this fucking post-sex dick on this bitch's curtains. He's like, oh, it was good. Who the fuck would do that, dude? It was wild.
Oh man, just a real
what
alpha.
was that season?
Just
coming?
facts, yeah. That's some real alpha shit, dog. Power move,
Man,
real power
Crazy.
move.
crazy power. move. All right, is that all you had?
That is it. That is all the news.
All right, so then it is time for some Hollywood. Hollywood.
Hollywood.
All right, so the SAG Awards nominations have been announced, which, you know, it's a lot of the same names from the Golden Globes. I mean, kind of, and I don't want to literally name off like this whole shit because it's crazy ass list. But let's see, what are some names that we recognize? So for outstanding performances from a male actor in a leading role, we have names like Adrian Brody, Timothy Chalamet, Daniel Craig, Coleman Domingo, Ralph Fiennes. I'm telling you, man, Coleman Domingo is really like up there on these people's lists, and I'm not exactly sure why, but hey, more props.
He gets that Oscar, son. You're gonna be hating.
Nah, it's whatever, man. No hate coming from me. I just give my personal opinion on. I just don't see it. I don't see what the appeal is, but it's not my job to see. Let's see. Outstanding performance from a female in a leading role: Pamela Anderson, Cynthia Erivo. I don't know why I always have an issue with her saying her name. Carla Sofia Gascon, Mikey
That's
Madison.
the chick from your penis vagina movie.
Yeah,
I assumed.
I had a couple people say message me like, yo, that song is stuck in my head. No.
Facts.
Penis and vagina. Let's see. Outstanding performances by male and supporting: Jonathan Bailey. Let's see, Kieran Culkin, Edward Norton, and Jeremy Strong. Female in a supporting role: Jamie Lee Curtis.
Edward Norton.
Yeah,
For what?
for a complete unknown.
Complete. What is that?
That's the Bob Dylan movie.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know he was in that.
Yep.
Nobody did. Timmy's stealing all the spotlight.
So Zoe Saldana, Ariana Grande. Let's see. Performance by a cast in a motion picture: The Complete Unknown, Honora, Conclave, Amelia Perez, Wicked, and then outstanding action performances by stunt ensemble: Deadpool, Wolverine, Dune Part 2, The Fall Guy, Gladiator 2, Wicked. Then in TV shows, there's a bunch of people on here. Javier Bardem is
For
up
the Menendez?
for the Menendez, yeah.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah. For in a, best male actor in a television movie or limited series.
I didn't realize
is that a
Screen
tough-
Actors did TV shows too.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is
Sag is sag.
Yep. Colin Farrell, obviously. Richard Gadd for Baby Reindeer, Kevin Kline for Disclaimer, and Andrew Scott for Ripley. See, female in the television: Kathy Bates, Kate Blanchett, Jodie Foster, Lily Gladstone, Jessica Gunning, and
Lily Gladstone. That's got to be Apple
Christine
TV.
Milioti. Hopefully, she wins
Mm.
something.
Killers of the Flower Moon, Lily Gladstone. Is that what she's?
But I think she had another movie this year.
Okay.
Under
I was
the
gonna
Bridge.
say, I feel like
she's
that's been
nominated for.
out for a
Under the
minute.
Bridge.
Yeah, that's what she's nominated for.
Yeah.
Outstanding performance by a male actor in a drama series. Always have an issue. The man from Shogun. What? No, I'm not even gonna try. Jeff Bridges for The Old Man. Gary Oldman, Slow Horses. Let's see. And Hiroyuki Sanada for Shogun.
Hey, good words.
We have two of them in there. And then for female actress in a drama series, Kathy Bates, Nicola Coughlan, Allison Janney, Carrie Russell, Anna Sawai.
No, she's why she gonna win. Yeah, that's my girl,
bro.
dog. Quit tripping.
Yeah, bro.
Quit tripping.
You want to fight about it? We can.
Let's step outside though.
I'm just saying, let's do it. Outstanding performance by male in a comedy series: Adam Brody, Ted Danson, Harrison Ford for Shrinking. He needs to win that. Mark Short and Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. Why is that constantly in?
Yeah, don't question it.
I'm not. Yeah,
we
we're
can't
gonna
do
leave
this
that alone.
again.
For female actresses in a comedy series: Kristen Bell, Quinta Brunson, Liza Colon-Zayas, and let me see, Ayo Edebiri for The Bear.
Yep.
And Gene Smart.
Oh, Ayo got one. Okay.
Yeah. Outstanding performances for an ensemble cast in a drama series: Bridgerton, The Day of the Jackal, The Diplomat, Shogun, Slow Horses.
Ooh, Day of the Jackal. Have either of y'all seen Day of the Jackal?
No, I've never even heard of it, honestly.
No.
Oh, it's
Look
the
into that.
Eddie Redmayne. Is it Eddie Redmayne?
Yeah.
It's a Peacock show, which
That's probably
rare that I ever actually watch.
I don't
one.
get on the cock much.
Yeah, and it's you shouldn't. But I think that was actually one of the jokes at the Golden Globes, was like something about him, like the premise of the show is trying to find an assassin who keeps on hiding, and they couldn't find him because he was on the Peacock network.
Is it is it like based on the Bruce Willis, Richard Gere Jackal movie? Like that Jackal?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
So
That was tight. That was a tight movie.
I remember that. That was good.
Yeah.
Outstanding performance by an ensemble in a comedy series: Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Only Murderers in the Building, Shrinking. Yes. Okay. So that was it. Shrinking. I would love for them to win.
I want it to win everything. It's so good and just so underrated. No one talks
It really
about
is. It really is. But it seems like the Bear is going to take that,
it.
steal that away.
Season of the Bear was not that great.
It was not, no. Outstanding action performances by a stunt ensemble on a television series: The
We're
Boy.
getting pretty deep in the categories here, my guy.
This is the last one. That's why.
Stunt ensembles.
Well, that's what I mean. Deadpool and Wolverine. That's what it was in the movies. But this is the last one. So it was The Boys, Fallout, House of the Dragon, Penguin, and Shogun.
Shogun,
Like all of
man.
those.
I feel
That's
like
a tough
Shogun's gotta come up.
draw right there. The Boys, Shogun,
That's why I felt compelled.
House of the Dragon.
I was just fucking with you.
The Boys, Shogun, Fallout, House of the Dragon, and what was the last one?
CGI.
Penguin.
The Penguin. Fuck! I think I'm gonna have to go with the Penguin out of all of those, but still,
I'm gonna
that's
go
a tough
Shogun.
one.
I'm going Shogun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shogun was fire.
Shogun was fire, but its time was last year.
I guess. I mean,
Wrong
technically, all of their
opinions.
times were last year, but
Technically, yeah. At this point,
I'm just saying. speak on technicalities here. All right, yeah. So the SAG Awards looks like it's gonna be looks like the Bear is gonna fucking steal that away from someone
Always.
that I really love.
Always.
And yeah, and like you said, the
I
season
hope
this
not.
was
The
not this
Bears
past
was
season-
good, but it wasn't that great this season.
No, it was not.
and we need to stop letting it win for fucking comedy series. There's nothing that fucking show gives me such anxiety.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing funny about it. There's like a joke
Nothing
in
at
there
all.
every so often that would be like, oh,
It's only PD shit.
yeah, exactly. All right, let's keep moving. Let's see. So, what the fuck is this? Let's see. So obviously we're big fans of TV shows and movies and all that. So apparently, one of the showrunners or one of the executives behind the popular shows The Boys and The Last of Us came out and pretty much stated that that it's frustrating when TV shows take years to release another season, which I couldn't agree more. Like it feels like they're just taking that liberty and running with it, right? It started with COVID. We had good excuses as to why they couldn't really do it. Shit was rough. It was hard to get people together. Got that. Then we had all of the
Strikes.
the strikes with the writer strike, the actor strikes.
Yeah.
So those were good reasons as to why this happened. But it seems like now they're just like, oh, well, we've done it. So,
Yeah.
like, well, because even like with her, she made this comment in regards to how frustrating it is. And I'll read the quote. It says, it is so frustrating. These long delays are just absolutely untenable, and they are not fair to the fans. It is such a saturated world. We cannot afford to lose fans. It's hard enough to get them. And she mentioned how, she'd sit down for a show with her husband, and after 2 years, they're like, wait, what happened on the first season or the last season? And, and then it's like, okay, well, we got to watch a recap, or we got to rewatch the show. And it's just bullshit. And she's actually calling them out on it. But also her shows that she's an exec for are The Last of Us and The Boys, and they average 2 years between seasons. So what do you think it's a reasonable time for them to drop a show?
I think 2 years max.
I think
At the absolute most. Like, that's not ideal. I don't want to have to wait 2 years, but I understand that these things do take time to put together. You have hundreds of people that are trying to all get on the same page, trying to get it funded. Like, it's not just sit down, write it, let's shoot it and fucking bang it out, upload it to YouTube. Like, there's a lot of production that goes into a lot of CGI in some cases. Like, I'm trying to do a better job of understanding the process for making these, because it does suck to wait, and God forbid someone has to watch a 5-minute recap before their fucking new show comes on. Oh geez, terrible. Like I said, I don't like waiting, but I understand that these take times, and as long as the show, when it comes back, as long as it's bringing it, like it made that wait worth it. I mean, I'm gonna wait whatever. However long it takes for fucking Severance to come back or Fallout to come back. Like, I'm not going anywhere, and I might not be, your average consumer. But just speaking for me personally, like, I'm trying to be better about understanding. And I know that it's not all in this world of, let's get our TikToks, let's fucking watch everything, let's consume it now. I'm just trying to give these people the benefit of the doubt. I know they're working hard. I know their network wants money. They want to get paid. Everyone's just trying to do what they can to make it happen, hopefully. So I'm trying not to be too harsh on them, is all.
Sure. No,
I'm going to be very harsh.
Very most.
And the reason I'm going to say I'm going to be very harsh is because I'm going to base this off of one of the most expensive shows that was on television, that was extremely popular. And they spent a shit ton of money and had a shit ton of committed actors, and they hit deadlines. If they could do it, why couldn't anyone else? Game of Thrones only spent, on average, 12 months between every season, except for the last season. There is absolutely no reason that most of these shows need to go more than 18 months between seasons. And 18 months, I think is being liberal. I think I'm giving them more than enough time with 18. If you're committed to producing this show and it's been, understandably in the age of streaming, right? You get greenlit, you get a buttload of money, you produce some shit, and the studio moves on because they don't know if it's gonna, if it's gonna find an audience. But when they release it and it finds an audience, then you better fucking have backup after it. Like, commit these people to continue and moving on. Don't give me no fucking 24 months later. I feel like that's bullshit. Like, maybe not bullshit, but I just feel like it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous that I have to go back and rewatch shows to understand what the fuck is happening. Like, I'm super excited about Severance starting next week, but I honestly have no fucking clue what the hell happened last year. Like, at the end, like I remember not last year, excuse me, 2.5 years ago when it fucking aired.
It wasn't last year.
Last season. Because I just don't, so much happened that I'm started to watch it, and I'm only like 3 episodes in, and it's tough to rewatch a show in the middle of watching new shit. Yeah. And now I'm rewatching the shit that I saw. It's just like, come on, why do I have to rewatch something?
Peacemaker's set to drop this year,
and that
at some point.
Peacemaker's like what, fucking 3 years ago?
And that's Papa Gunn. That's our Papa.
But with that one, I completely understand why, and it was the only real reason why I give some grace to it. It was the whole transition of the DC and everything, like, and and like how they were gonna make that work. That's the only real reason why I'm like, okay, they needed to iron some shit out before they go ahead and
I'll give them flex on that. I'll also give them flex on like just the storyline of Peacemaker is supposed to be like a fill-in between films and shit.
Yep.
And so that's okay. That's cool. Peacemaker is not really like one of those shows that I'm like dying to like find out what happens next.
Sure, it was just fun. It's
a fun show, right?
Yeah.
But like some of these other shows where they leave you on these cliffhangers and then you got to wait 24 months or more, 36 months to find out what the fuck happens next. It's like,
yeah,
come on, yo. Like, even in Severance, like I was watching the trailer after watching the first episodes again, and I'm like, yo, Adam Scott looks old, bro. Like, he looks like he's aged a lot compared to season 1. Because it's been a long time, and he's already a weird looking dude. It's just
maybe it was 40s, yeah.
It's not. I'm not in support, man. And again, I'm gonna go back to the fact that if GOT was able to pull it off every 12 months,
you can.
I mean, they pumped it out, but how good was it? Even towards the end, like I'm not
first
super
6
super
seasons
impressed.
were fucking amazing. What are you talking about?
They were good.
Every 12 months.
They were good seasons, but a lot of that, like, they're shooting against green screens, I feel like. So a lot of it's just get your CGI together. Like, they weren't
talking
out,
about,
like,
bro.
inside
They were
of
shooting
actual
on scene.
They
were
were
7 different parts of the world.
No, for sure. The coastline and shit. Yes, they're there. They get you your B-roll and your shit. Like, maybe somebody's walking down a path to a boat, bro.
It's got to have seen the behind the scenes. There was green
CGI.
screens and there was CGI shit. Yes, but they weren't shooting in the fucking Mandalorian Thunderdome. Like, they didn't have like all CGI backgrounds. Like, they were in actual places. They threw in shit through CGI that made, the surroundings look bigger and more vast than they actually were. But they were shooting on scene for almost every scene.
Well,
They
I
had
mean,
green screens behind them to make it, look bigger and badder than it actually was. But
I think
again,
really,
they still made it happen, is my
they
point.
did. They did. A lot
In
of shows
12
have
months,
been.
they made all of that CGI work, and
mean,
it's still fucked.
It really wasn't until
nobody came
COVID.
back and said, yo, those dragons look kind of whack.
It wasn't until COVID till people started dragging their feet. Like Wok said, like
Yeah.
they did it, they could get away with it. So like that's
I
most shows
I
were
will-
within a year,
yeah.
dude. Like that was the general rule. COVID honestly fucked everything. And then you had the strike and then the strike, dude. I feel like everything for the next 5 years is pretty fucked as far as schedules go. Once that balances out and we don't have any strikes or any bullshit or fucking global pandemics, I feel like we can get back to that schedule. I feel like that's an attainable schedule if everyone agrees, like, hey, we need to go back to pre-COVID when we were getting our fucking shit done. Now it's like work from home. Like we just assume that's how we had it during COVID, so we're gonna keep doing that shit.
And
Like
now-
it's like that.
And now, honestly, let's see how these fires affect Hollywood.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that bullshit.
You're right.
You know?
Definitely right.
So,
But Johnny better get his fucking episodes in 10 months.
Better.
Fuck you, James Woods, and your house. No, really. Fuck you, James Woods, and your house.
Fuck James Woods.
all right, yeah. I just think like they took a lot of they got a little bit of a
They're
leeway, and
they're getting too lax now.
Yeah.
100%. They're
And-
lax as fuck.
they can wait.
Work.
Let's see. The Flash director Andy Muschietti. Is it Muschietti?
Muschietti? I don't know how to say it.
Whatever. However the fuck you pronounce it.
Sketty. Let's go with Sketty.
He's
Muschietti.
currently has a little bit of a backlash because of a comment that he made.
Oh boy.
Pretty much, it's not. I guess that's my question is like, are people like
Is it the woke mob coming for him?
overreacting on him? No. Apparently, when he he was asked about the Flash film and why he feels like it didn't do well. We all know it was, Ezra Miller. It was the fall of fucking Justice League or the Snyder Snyderverse.
Wait a minute, it didn't do well?
Not how they wanted. They spent over $220 million on this movie, which is why even when James Gunn took over, they still decided on releasing this movie with, Ezra Miller doing all the wild shit that they were doing and and all this other shit. He even came out and was like, this is the best superhero movie I've ever seen.
James Gunn did say that.
Yeah.
He did say that shit.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So now they're
It's a
asking.
bold claim.
They asked Andy Muschietti, like, why do you think that it failed? And essentially he came out and he said, I think we failed he said, what was the quote? It wasn't a movie that appealed to the 4 quadrants, and the 4 quadrants are, like the males like 25 and under, and then males 25 and up, and then female 25 and under, male or female 25 and over. So essentially he came out and said, because women didn't come out and watch this,
That's a roundabout way of just saying people didn't fuck with it.
yeah.
So like you have that entire age bracket for
I
both,
know,
and that
that's what I'm
includes
saying.
fucking everybody, dog. What the fuck is that 4 quadrant bullshit? Get the fuck out of here with
He
that.
came out
Andy
and he said
Muschietti.
that. He said that, and but
Four
mainly the
quadrants
fact
of
that he was like,
everybody.
and we failed on 2 of those quadrants, which happened to be the 2. Essentially, women did not come out to watch this superhero movie, and that's why it failed. It wasn't because it was a bad movie, and I agree. It wasn't a terrible movie. It wasn't a terrible movie. It wasn't the greatest movie.
Better than Morbius.
Yeah, it wasn't Morbius, but also it was like you had a lot stacked against you, and I'll give you that, man. Ezra
For sure.
Miller really shit in it.
He did
really
his best to
on that
fucking
movie.
bury that movie before
Oh
it
my
even
God.
came out. Yeah.
Yep, to the point where they were just like, you need to shut the fuck up and just stay in your hotel room alone, and that was pretty much it. But the damage was already done. People couldn't stand Ezra, and so it had nothing to do with that. And then he just ended the quote with pretty much people don't give a shit about Flash either. So, you know,
Also true.
which to me,
That's probably
Make
the
'em.
most
I didn't give a
true
shit
of all
about
of
Peter
them.
Quill either.
that also tracks. But I just felt like, you know, with that comment and to now where I'm seeing things where just like, well, on Screen Rant and like big things where they're having a conversation of, well, now is he the right person to have direct The Brave and the Bold? You know, the new Batman movie for DC. Like, did they make a good choice? Is that a harsh decision? Like, do I even want to watch this now?
As long as he doesn't cast Ezra Miller, I'm okay with him doing another project. No one's issue is with Andy. It's just
yeah,
that
the
bullshit,
issues
right?
were fire to me. You know, the Flash, I thought they did okay with what he had in the Snyderverse.
Sure.
Visually, it was a dope movie, minus the fucking shitty ass CGI at the end. But that was wild. That was crazy.
Yeah.
That
The Nick Cage cameo was a bit much.
all of that whole every
Cool.
CGI person in that whole thing, they all just look very cartoony.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
All of that CGI was terrible.
The movie
but
wasn't
it
bad.
was-
I thought the movie was pretty
it was
good. It
all
was
right.
decent.
It was all right.
It was decent.
Okay.
But it wasn't the directing that I had an issue with.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that people were overreacting, and I just didn't know if you were
Yeah.
in agreement with
I got no beef with Andy.
cool. Same. I think I still look forward to that's why I don't even like the conversations of you know, the Batman, you know, possibly joining, you know, you know,
Reeves verse and the gun verse.
Yeah, I don't like that conversation. We've had that conversation
I know.
already, man.
I
Like,
know you don't.
it's too. It's not even that. Is I'm looking forward. Like, I like that grounded Batman, and I love it. I love it where it is. I love what they're doing with it. The crime boss stuff. I really love all of what they are doing. But I'm looking forward to a DCU like fantasy comic book style,
more like Superman.
Batman. Yeah, more like the Superman. Because if you watch the Superman trailer, all of those things like the starfish and all of these, you know, these gods and heroes, and you know, they're all in there. Like it's this world that's already way bigger than what was created for the Batman.
What if Superman comes out and it gets absolutely shit on? Do we back up? Is the Reeves verse the backup at that point?
If it's trash, I'll be honest and I'll say it's trash. And yeah, if they I would be the first one to say like, okay, well, it wouldn't necessarily be like, okay, well, let's merge these two things.
I'd be thinking pivot.
Like, yeah, I would be more so inclined to say, all right, well, and James Gunn, actually, I saw the interview where he mentioned it, and he's like, yeah, we've had that conversation because we've had literally every conversation. Like, what does everything look like? What would it look like if we do have to go that route? You know, how can these two worlds meet? And you know, like, yeah, it's not necessarily saying that we're going to do that.
Right.
Should we have that conversation? Absolutely. Because we don't know how audiences are going to take this. And we don't know where we would go next, but we would at least have, you know, a conversation on where we would go if we have to go that route. And I agree with that. Right. So I like that. And I wouldn't want that Superman to mesh with this Batman. I would be happier with, okay, well, how do we introduce these characters to that world and make it as, you know, like two things that just seem polar opposites.
Yeah.
Trying to make them work is way worse than just saying like, hey, okay, we're scrapping that and we're going to go with what you have. But now we gotta figure out how does Superman interact in this world that you have, and you know what I mean? Like, those are the conversations that have to happen. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, this is doing well now, so let's take your plan and my plan and
Mash them together. Yeah, no, it has to be
let
retooled
us
for sure.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
let
it's-
us fuck.
Yeah, that's not how that's gonna work.
No.
So
I hope it doesn't come to that. I was just
I'm
throwing
hoping
that out
not to.
there. That's a worst case scenario.
it's totally plausible that it comes
Sure.
out and people just aren't fucking feeling it.
Sure.
But you come out the good thing about this being a universe is even if Superman, right? Let's say it doesn't like blow people's minds. It's still gonna get enough people. Enough people are interested in it that that first opening weekend, it's gonna
It'll
make
do good numbers. Yeah.
it's gonna do great numbers. And even if it dies down after that, it's like, okay, well, how can we improve
Mhm.
on this? I think that would be the conversation, unless it's just like completely terrible,
Complete yeah.
which I highly doubt.
20% Rotten Tomatoes, 40% audience score. Just absolutely
That'd be tough.
shit in the
Just
bed.
don't
fuck
know.
shit, right? Like the
I
room
mean, that's a possibility.
Did he write it?
is
He
James
did.
Gunn? Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually wrote it and decided to direct it because he wasn't originally going to direct it.
Oh, so he
Mm.
did direct it.
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yep. Both of them.
That's why I'm saying I don't think I don't-
gonna
None of
be a
us
good-
think that. None of
Yeah,
us
it's
think
gonna be a
that.
good
But I'm
movie.
just. This is like I said. This is a doomsday scenario.
Sure. But anyway, yeah, all the conversations are welcome. Let's just not be hasty and start just because
Write anything off just yet.
yeah, just because the Penguin did very well and the first Batman movie was well received.
Awesome.
Let's just not fucking start throwing everything at that.
Yeah.
I-
We don't want to start building worlds around things that people love and fuck with. That's something Marvel does. Let them do their fancy comic book stuff over there. We got our own thing going on over here.
Yeah.
What's Jared Leto doing? Can we get Jared in here? We're trying to put
Ooh.
together a new
Ooh.
picture.
Speaking of that,
Speaking of vaginas, Jared Leto again. What the fuck?
speaking of pussy, no, I'm just kidding. There's no Jared Leto news.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Let's see. Last thing I have here, it's not anything crazy, but apparently they're making a Labyrinth movie. And they've hired Nosferatu's director, Robert.
Is that the movie with the scary puppets?
I don't know. I've never seen Labyrinth. I know it starred what's his name?
David Bowie.
David Bowie, yes.
Yeah. There's a movie from the 80s that I'm thinking of that used terrifying puppets, and I don't know what it is because I can't even look it up because it scares me to death.
Oh man, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
It's fucking scary.
Yeah.
It's
bro.
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Don't make that. Don't make it. Don't make it.
That was one of the, but I think the one you're talking about is Labyrinth. Yeah.
Scary shit.
I've never seen it, and I'm not gonna start now. So
Who's doing this? You said.
they hired Nosferatu's director Robert Eggers.
Have y'all catch Nosferatu yet?
Not yet. No.
Mm-mm. Did you?
I'm hearing good things. I'm hearing really positive things about both
Same.
Nosferatu and The Substance.
Yeah. Ash and I are gonna check The Substance out. Somebody else recommended that to her, and I love Margaret Qualley, and I mean Demi Moore's cool. Look like a crazy movie.
I'm hearing like Demi Moore should win all the things.
No shit. No shit.
Yeah.
She isn't doing shit on Landman, so she must have fucking saved it for. The
She's on
Substance.
Landman?
Yeah.
Barely. She has I've heard her speak like a paragraph all season.
That's true.
They could have gotten literally anybody to play her part, but they needed to put Demi Moore in the fucking credits
Yeah.
Mm.
Just to be
just to be another name.
just to be in a bikini by the pool.
Yeah, for all of 10 seconds.
Yep.
Good on her fucking agent getting that
Yeah.
paper.
Yeah. She still looks great too.
She looks fantastic.
Anyway,
Anyway.
that's all I had. I didn't have much.
Okay. Johnny, are you fucking with anything this week? This is the time to talk about stuff that you're fucking with.
Wait,
If
are you guys
fucking
talking
with
about
something.
fucking with stuff yet?
Yes. Yes.
Are
Right.
you fucking with anything?
I have been fucking with so many things.
Oh, please
And
tell
it's
us about
really
the
all of the fault of Netflix. Because I swear to God, every time I try to cancel that goddamn app, I say, I'm going to cancel Netflix. But before I cancel it, let me open it up. Because if you recall, there was a very long period of time where I just never went to Netflix.
Yeah, because of that Apple TV thing.
Because of the Apple TV
didn't let you
integration,
know
and
that
they're not a
something was
part of it.
popping on there. Yeah.
Exactly. I just never knew what was happening.
Like I saw Rebel Ridge, and oh my God.
No, I still
Breathtaking.
haven't seen Rebel Ridge, actually.
Yeah, it's not.
It's on my list. I'm pretty sure it's on my Netflix
It's not.
list.
It's not terrible. It's just not what
It got
people make
hyped
it
up
out
to be.
to be. Yeah, like that's a thing, man. These straight to streaming, movies and shows.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking cop out, bro. Like it's just not as good of a quality.
Well, shows are always straight to streaming, but movies, I understand.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah. The movies,
yeah.
movies, like the quality is always.
Yeah.
There's always something missing. Like it's always like good, like it's decent, but there's always something missing to really make it feel like I would watch that again. Like, damn, that really fucked.
They probably bang them all out in 10 months.
Yeah.
Probably do. They're trying to hit that 12-month.
Exactly. Or else Johnny's going to cancel his subscription.
And he hasn't.
But seriously,
Yes.
the thing is that I've been trying to cancel Netflix, and every time I open the fucking app, they do a really good job of I'm going to assume this is an algorithm thing, because I don't think everyone gets the same opening, trailer or whatever, promoted. Sometimes they do, but sometimes I think they promote something that's like based on what you've what you like, right? Your interest and stuff. And they do a really good job of it because they keep on fucking putting things up there that I'm like, oh fuck, that looks kind of good, I think.
And they'll drop a banger on like a Tuesday too. Like there's no like special day.
And once I finish this, then I'll cancel. And it takes me forever to get through shit. So
sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been fucking with a lot of shit on Netflix. What I will, the ones that I'll call out right now, is the last two that I at least remember. Biggest one, Black Doves. Black Doves was fucking dope.
Oh, I've heard good.
Did you? I thought you talked about that.
I may have, because I may have started it.
Oh, that's where, that's where I did hear Keira Knightley.
Yeah, Keira Knightley. And I finished it. Fucked. Very, 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 very good show.
Okay. Black Doves.
Definitely enjoyed that. And very recently watched Missing You, which is one of those Harlan Corbins. I think they do a lot of Harlan Corbin things on Netflix. I keep seeing his name pop up. Missing You was really good. And I enjoyed that. And I'm trying to think, what was the other? There was one other thing that I've been fucking with. I thought I had it in the chamber.
While you think of that, pretty much I've caught up on everything. Like I finished Squid Games second season. I finished Landman. Pretty much caught up on, I finished Yellowstone.
I was going to ask.
Yeah. And what was it? Oh, Creature Commandos. Finished that up. I'm all caught up on Skeleton Crew as well. The season finale coming up soon. And yes, and we just started Dexter New Blood.
Oh, how was that?
We are only one episode in, and yeah, so far it's good.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So far it's good, and this is not a spoiler because it's literally just like the first scenes, but I didn't realize that this is literally picking up from the end of that last season that they gave
Oh,
the son. Like it picks
okay.
up immediately from there because he's narrating, he's
Right.
narrating all of this.
Yeah.
The end of
So they retcon his death at the beginning. Is that
Yes.
Fair
wait,
to
the
say?
end of which last season?
The last season where when we revisited Dexter and he had a son and all that shit, that one season that we got, I forgot what it was
Mr.
called.
Krabs, the Mr. Krabs season?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's the dude. The dude that voiced Mr. Krabs. This is the bad guy. Clancy Brown or whatever the fuck his name is.
yeah.
It was like it wasn't First Blood. It was some other shit. It was like New Blood.
Second
or
Blood, third
no,
blood. Yeah, it wasn't one of the.
Oh no, yeah. New Blood. New Blood was the one with the son.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
and
what it was, New
then
Blood.
the one that I started is Original Sin.
And then the one after that is
Original Sin.
Resurrection, right? 'Cause
Yes.
Resurrecting him.
Yes,
But
that
it sounds like he's already been resurrected. So
that one is set to air this year, 2025.
So in the prequel one, it picks up after New Blood.
Yes.
Really
Yep.
interesting.
Which
I was
did not
wondering
know.
why they were using his photo in the promotion.
Because he's narrating. So yeah, that's where it starts off.
Yeah.
Exactly
I was
where
like,
it
is
left
he
off.
a part of this? Like the fact that they're using his face and they
Yes.
did like the slash thing. And I was like, wow, the dude that they picked, like they did a pretty good job to
yeah, of a
like,
young
he kind
Dexter.
of looks like a young version of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Literally,
I was
as soon as it starts, he's like, I never would have thought that I would end up here, and really, your life does flash before your eyes.
Oh, so he's laying there fucking bleeding after he got shot. And this series is his fucking memories. He's like going through this
Well,
how it all started.
Watch it, but yes, it's like his life flashing
Yeah.
before his eyes,
Sure.
and now you're following the story of a young Dexter. So that's
I'll
why
check it out.
he's the one narrating. It's actually Michael C. Hall
Yeah.
narrating the story of
Okay.
this of him being younger.
He's
So,
a very good
I thought
narrator.
that-
He should do books on tape.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I was like, I didn't know this, but this is a good choice. Like
Yeah.
I like
Not
this.
mad at it.
It's not, and I thought that I'm like, how are they doing the prequel? And then they have a possible like continuation. Like, how are they doing all that? And this is all just Dexter continuing.
interesting.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's
Cool
why
with
I
that.
fuck with it so far.
All right. Fucking with it.
Show
fuck with
that I was
Jer-
missing from my chamber was The Recruit.
Okay.
The recruit, like the Colin Farrell recruit? Like
It's
CIA?
just called The Recruit.
No, yeah.
On Netflix. It's
Nice.
about a lawyer in the CIA.
Oh,
who,
okay.
I didn't see this one.
Gets like pulled into. He's like literally a lawyer for the CIA, and then he gets pulled into missions.
It's like a field agent all of a sudden. They need
It's
him.
not really because he gets like fucked up all the time because
Yeah.
he's not a field agent, and
Okay.
he's like, I'm not a
He's
field
like
agent. Like,
he's
what
like
the fuck am I
Invincible.
doing here?
He just gets fucked up every episode.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
It looks like he's the American Jackie Chan, where he's just like fumbling, getting beat, but also can fight a little bit.
I don't
Look
think
at
he
that
fights at
trailer.
all.
I'm looking at this trailer. I don't know why.
Yeah,
And
fighting.
this is I guess this is a second season. I'd never heard of this, so I'll give it a
There
shot.
is a second season that I heard was just announced, but I haven't seen any like trailers.
Oh,
or anything for it.
Okay. So you're
Well, it
catching
says
up.
January 30th, season 2. So
Yeah,
Times.
all right,
but yeah, I don't think he.
give it a shot.
I don't think he from what I remember, I'm pretty sure he just gets his ass whooped anytime he's involved in any battles, and usually,
I'd
but he's
probably stop doing
intelligent. He's very intelligent, so he outsmarts a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
After the first ass whooping, I'm calling it. But you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. I'm not a field agent.
After the first nail ripping, that's
Yeah.
when I would have
Oh,
walked away from the
I'm
job.
done. I'm done.
Yeah, but he did not.
Nice.
Real quick, I fucked with that new Jerry Springer docuseries on Netflix.
That's on my
Little
list. That's on my
two-parter.
list.
Very good. Lots of nostalgia. We all fucked with Jerry Springer. Super hard, growing up. It was really good, very watchable, good time.
Okay.
And then this show on Hulu was recommended to me. And Ash really wanted to check it out, so that was why I watched it. It's called Interior Chinatown. Jimmy O Yang. He is basically him and Ronnie Chang. If you watched Crazy Rich Asians, they were two of the Crazy Rich Asians. They work in a restaurant in Chinatown, and they're caught in a TV law procedural. Nice. So they're like kind of in like a Law and Order type of universe, and they don't realize it. And it's fucking funny. And Jimmy O Yang has like action chops, dude. It's we're only like 2 or 3 episodes in, but shockingly good.
Nice. Okay. What's it called again?
Interior Chinatown.
Interior Chinatown.
Right. Like if you'd see in a script, like we're gonna start the scene, Interior Chinatown. Yeah. So it's just the vibes are crazy, and it's really funny. So I'm stoked to watch more. Hulu, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Nice.
And that's it. That's all I've been fucking with. Finished AP Bio, which was so fucking good. So bummed that it got canceled. But yeah, that was it. That's what I've been rocking with.
Cool, man. All right. Well, if we have nothing else, you know what that means. Guys, thank you for tuning into this episode. If you are watching us on Twitch or on YouTube, we appreciate the view. If you want to watch the show as we are recording, so you can comment and give some insight or possibly add to our conversation, please tune in on either of those platforms. On Tuesdays, we start about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please go ahead and do that. Other than that, remember to hit the subscribe button. Do all of the things. Go to our website. Go to insensitivemerch.com. Cop some gear. I can't even talk right now because I'm so damn excited. But we'll catch you next week. We love you. Peace.
Peace.
Let's see. For those of you still watching on Twitch, it's because we allow people to, or
we allow it.
We're picking episode titles now. So only episode titles I have is Ball to Mouth Ratio and Barely Legal Blokes.
Oh, I had Barely Legal Blokes too.
Barely Legal Blokes.
Got it up to the top. I also had Meat Content and What is the TikTok?
I also had Power Move, but I had Barely Legal Blokes and Power Move. What was the one you had before Barely Legal Blokes?
What is the TikTok?
Ball to
Ball to mouth.
That one might be.
Yeah, that's more of a Dave title, I think.
Ball to Mouth Ratio.
I like that.
I mean, we all had Barely Legal Blokes.
That's true. We all did
true,
have.
Yeah.
How rare is that we all have the same exact title?
Yeah, we should probably go with that one then.
I feel like we should.
Barely Legal Blokes.
I don't want to see the CGI cover though.
Oh, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna have nothing to do with Barely Legal Blokes.
Good.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Good here. We can end recording.
Peace out.